The strongest sect in this world is holding a grand ceremony. Today, the saintess is promised to a man she never met. Chen snaps, since he is close to her. He calls the whole deal shameless. The groom is not bothered. Chang just sits there and sips his tea. Chang has a secret. He is a guy from our world who woke up in this story. His game system rates everyone's luck. Chen glows green, the mark of the chosen hero. Chang's own luck is pitch black, villain grade. Villains here never live long. The hero mocks Chang in front of the whole sect. A prince leaps at Chen with thunder on his fists. Chen is a whole realm weaker, and he still knocks the prince off his feet. The weaker guy wins, because this story is written for him. Luck favors the hero. The system tags the saintess too. She is the female lead of this story. Chang runs a test. At the tea table, he lays his hand on hers. Her heart wavers toward Chang, and the hero instantly loses 10 points of luck. Chang can steal the hero's luck, and Chen is already screaming at him. Chen is wrapped in fire, screaming at Chang to get his hands off the saintess. The prince steps into his path and tells him the only opponent here is him. Chen sneers that no royal title will save the prince from him. At his tea table, Chang watches, already knowing how the script goes. Then Chen challenges him, escapes on luck, and returns years later for revenge. Chang refuses to let a lazy script decide his death. He knows this cliché cold. Bored at the table, our guy mutters that this predictable mess is painfully dull. Then he rises to his feet, and the pressure alone makes the elders freeze in place. Chang steps in, saying there's no need to trouble the prince over his own fight. Chen spits that Chang is putting on airs, and asks why he would ever fear him. Chang doesn't flinch. He calmly asks what could possibly be feeding all that nerve. Then he smiles and answers his own question. Plain, simple, ignorance. The insult lands hard, and Chen erupts in a storm of purple fire and fury. He lunges at Chang, hand-clawed, every scrap of his power thrown behind one strike. Chang doesn't move an inch. As the attack rushes in, he lifts a brow and murmurs, "Oh?" His face stays ice-cold, not a single flicker of concern. A blink later, the counter catches Chen, and his eyes blow wide with shock. The blow detonates in a burst of purple light and scattered black feathers. Chang touches back down on the carpet, his robes barely stirring as he lands. He looms over the fallen hero and asks how exactly Chen wanted him to respond. The crowd can barely breathe. Not one of them thinks the boy ever knew his place. Across the room, the saintess grips the table, her hand shaking beside the teacup. She watches it all with worry stamped on her face, the sect leader seated behind her. Even the sect leader sweats, admitting a guest this strong is one to never offend. On the floor, Chen drags himself up on trembling arms, his face twisted in pain. A system window opens. Shaming the hero drops his fortune and gives Chang 50 fate. Chang rubs his chin, realizing fate can raise his techniques and his cultivation too. His eyes shut as rainbow light swirls up and the reward system clicks into place. He scans the glowing menus and asks what killing Chen now would earn him. The system warns the hero is heaven shielded, and Chang owns he's a villain to the core. It adds that Chang is the biggest variable, so he'll reap the hero's fortune slowly, and he will strike only when the timing is finally perfect. The system confirms it, noting anyone close to the hero can be drained the same way. Chang eyes the saintess and sees that leaning on her alone won't move Chen anyway. An old elder cackles that one breath from this god among men leaves them trembling. Another kneels, confessing he once thought his ancient sect ruled the whole world. Chang plays humble, brushing it off, calling his own strength barely worth mention. The prince bows too, ashamed his weakness forced Chang in. Chang says it's fine, but Chen stays down, hand shaking, snarling, that all of this is Chang's fault. Then he screams Chang's name and throws himself back into the fight. Chen roars at him to go to hell and swings. Chang halts it all with one finger. An elder shrieks at the boy. Livid, he would raise a hand against their honored guest. Chang catches the flaming fist barehanded, and the fire gutters out on his palm. He pins the hero with one hand, while the entire hall stares in flat disbelief. Chen strains with all he has, and Chang tells him he's overestimating himself. One clean blow sends the boy flying backward, blood spraying across the red carpet. The saintess claps a hand to her mouth, unable to believe what she is seeing. Chen slams into a pillar and crumples as the sect leader orders him sealed. He's dragged to the dungeon for Chang to judge, the crowd stunned he struck after mercy. The disciples pile on, sneering he's shameless, and has embarrassed the whole sect. They haul him off as he screams he's the sect's hope and future. Chang only smiles. Then Chang turns on his heel and strolls away without a second glance. He glides to the saintess and asks, smooth as ever, to share the moonlight tonight. Her father laughs and promises this fine young man his daughter will gladly agree. The saintess hesitates, so the sect leader warns her not to doom the sect's future. He presses harder, spelling out that 100 years of the sect ride on this choice. The saintess shuts her eyes, and after a heavy breath, she quietly says, all right. That one word breaks Ye Chen. His eyes go bloodshot and blank as he chokes out, you. Then he vomits a wave of blood, green minus signs bleeding off as his fortune drains. The system tallies it. Fortune down 100, fate up 500. The hero, a crop. He sinks onto the throne by the saintess. Sure, the slow torture of his aunt will be fun. Night falls over the sacred land, and a hooded figure watches a lit window below. Behind a screen, the sacred lord warns Changge that liking Ye Chen is bad timing. Changge admits Ye Chen can't match Chang or his perks, and her father lets out a heavy sigh. She lifts her chin and says it's fine. She'll go visit Chang herself, right now. Her father watches her leave, his face calm and hard to read. Over another rooftop, a swirl of blue light spins in the dark. Chang sits deep in meditation and asks his servant what he dug up. The servant confirms it. The sacred lord summoned Changge and poured out his worries. Chang's eyes crack open with a lazy, amused "oh." The sacred land only looks strong. Its top elder died in meditation 3 centuries ago, unknown to all. The lord also lost his wife to the upper realms, so he's dangling Changge to hook Chang into finding her. Chang smirks. He's the ally they need, and it all played out the way he called it. He tells the servant to watch the imprisoned Ye Chen, and the servant asks why that name grips him. Chang says Ye Chen carries huge fortune that can feed him chance after chance. The servant lowers his head, says he understands, and steps back. Alone, Chang sighs. Both are fortune in his palm, but his fate is 550, far short of the 1,000 he needs. A system window pops up, congratulating him on the day's first face slap like a daily quest. He raises his hand, and a glowing purple gift box floats over his palm. The box bursts open, dropping a talisman and a rainbow cloak. Then a green shard catches his eye. Chang studies the shard and asks what it is. The system calls it a broken third of a world seed. Refine the whole seed, and he grows a world inside his body. Endless luck, control of life, and death. Chang grins. Once that world is whole, he wonders if anyone alive could kill him. His eyes narrow as he orders the system to burn every point he owns. Rainbow light coils around Chang as the shard sinks in and starts to refine. His long hair lifts in the current, and his eyes snap open, cold and sharp. Power detonates out of him, and purple-green streams tear across the hall. A beam of light rips down the corridor and blows the room wide open. Outside, a huge pillar of light shoots up from the palace into the night sky. Across the courtyard, cultivators freeze and stare as a terrifying aura climbs. An old bearded elder goes pale and sweats, barely able to force out a word. Changge stops on the pavilion and stares up at the burning sky. A ghostly blue hand reaches for her face, and Changge tenses as sweat slides down. A spirit sharing her body purrs that Chang is calmer, stronger, and more interesting than Ye Chen. Changge keeps her eyes shut, snaps at the spirit to shut up, and clicks her tongue. Far off, a single lantern glows over Chang, seated alone in his chamber. Fresh power burns in his palm. He wonders if this is the sacred emperor realm, every talent up a step. Chang rises, arms wide. The breakthrough burned his fate to 0, but he shrugs. The system refills it. He pictures Ye Chen straining to cultivate, prettiest while his fortune gets extorted. Chang hopes Ye Chen keeps pouring out fortune for a long time to come. His face twists red into a manic grin. Harvesting that fortune too early would kill the kid. Down in a torchlit prison, a loud achoo cuts through the dark. Ye Chen wipes his nose, confused. 3 years he dodged death and came out whole every time. Now he kneels in chains, bruised and filthy, in a cold stone cell. He grinds his teeth at the humiliation and spits out one name, Chang. The chains drag as Ye Chen strains, and a soft voice calls him Xiao Chen. A slender hand trailing red flame reaches for him through the dark. Red energy floods the floor, and Ye Chen turns as bare feet touch down behind him. His eyes blow wide, frozen on the figure taking shape in the firelight. A red-haired woman rises in a blaze of flame, and Ye Chen breathes one stunned word, Master? We open in a dark prison cell. Ye Chen hangs in chains and barks at the fire spirit for showing up late. He glares at her back and demands to know why she didn't save him sooner. The fire spirit stays calm. She sensed a strong presence nearby and hid, then scolds his recklessness. Ye Chen throws his arms wide. Stunned, she'd blame him. He asks if she wants him to give up Changge too. His wild face fills the frame. He brags about Changge's rare physique, and the fire spirit hushes him. The fire spirit leans in and presses a finger to her lips. She crouches by the chains and warns that Chang has terrifying origins and untouchable backers. Ye Chen scoffs that he was only unlucky. She calls him arrogant and says the priority is getting him out. The two face off in the cell. She adds that many powerful masters may be sealed inside this dungeon. Ye Chen's grin splits his face. He's got an idea. The fire spirit tilts her head. Lost. Question marks floating around her. Ye Chen spreads his arms. The sects only fear this place for a supreme elder who died 3 centuries ago. He grins wider. In the invasion that follows, he plans to slip out and vanish. The fire spirit frowns. She warns the whole sacred land would burn after raising him for years. Ye Chen doesn't care. He wants every person who wronged him to taste real payback. 2 shadows slump in nearby cages. A tired sigh drifts through the dark. An old prisoner peers over. He wonders if the opportunity Chang mentioned was this remnant soul. The scene cuts to the sacred land under a bright moon. The man Ye Chen fears is having a very calm night. On a cliff pavilion, Changge asks Chang if the upper realm is truly as vast as he claimed. She pours tea in her teal robes while Chang sits across from her. A spirit sharing her body giggles that Chang beats that Ye Chen by a mile. Chang sips his cup and tells her to go see the upper realm for herself. Changge says that's impossible. Cracking the barrier needs a quasi-god, and nobody here reaches that. Chang closes his eyes. He says that power looks tiny from inside the upper realm. Changge lowers her eyes and goes quiet. She sets her cup down and asks if Chang could protect her in the upper realms. Chang asks what she means. She admits her status is low, but vows to serve him for life. Changge sits still by the table, the night garden glowing behind her. A system chime rings. Her feelings shifted, so Ye Chen's fortune drops and Chang's fate climbs. Chang smirks. The trade makes life easier, and he notes how fast the saintess changed her tune. He leans back and asks if she's selling herself just to free Ye Chen. Changge's eyes fly wide, caught off guard. She swears she'd never scheme like that. She only wants to smooth over the scene at the Great Hall. Chang needles her. Ye Chen abandoned the whole sacred land for her, and now she repays him like this. Chang studies her in silence, one eye cool and unreadable. Changge says Ye Chen's mistakes aren't hers to fix. Her father and the sect come first. Her head drops. She reveals a hidden gift, the rare 9-yin mystic beauty physique. Changge bows over her knees, handing him a secret nobody else knows. Chang's hand freezes mid-pour. A chime marks her submission, and that physique is perfect for refining. His face flushes in the dark. He marvels that she gave up such a secret so freely. Ye Chen's fortune sinks below 400. Chang reads her as shrewd, weighing the sect in his rank. Chang glows gold and hides a laugh. He exploits people and enjoys pretty company. Being a villain is sweet. Changge reaches across the table toward him and whispers for the young master. Chang's eye snaps to her. He asks why she'd reveal such a prized physique so easily. His hand settles over hers. She says her sect's ancient legacy outweighs her own life. Changge lifts her flushed face. To save Tai Xuan, she'll offer her whole self to him. Chang starts to answer, and a low chuckle escapes his throat. His eyes gleam. He asks the system if devouring her brings no backlash, since she offered herself willingly. A system alert cuts into the night date. Pushing Changge further risks a fortune backlash. Chang curses his luck in his head. He knew the prize would not come cheap. He shuts the alert off and asks why she spilled her big secret so easily. Changge gives him a soft look. She trusts his character completely. Instead of a thank you, Chang rises from the table without a word. His voice goes cold. He will pretend he never heard about her rare constitution. If the reveal was meant to sway him, she can go home. Changge freezes. She scrambles after him across the pavilion and reaches for his arm. Chang pulls his arm out of reach before her fingers can land. One cold glance back, and he tells the saintess to keep some self-respect. Changge stammers and loses her words, cheeks burning. She watches his white robes disappear down the walkway. The spirit sharing her body pops out, cackling. Even a doorstep beauty failed to tempt him. Changge sighs. Alone now, she admits Chang did nothing wrong at the Great Hall. She branded him a villain herself. Under the moon, she wonders if she misjudged him. A chime rings, and the change of heart pays Chang 100 fate. Chang wants more profit and heads to the dungeon. A hooded servant confirms a remnant spirit shadows Ye Chen. A bloodshot eye snaps onto Chang as he strolls past the cells. Ye Chen sits chained and demands answers. Chang claims a friendly visit. Then the grin sharpens. He really came for the master backing Ye Chen. Ye Chen's face twists in panic. He stammers that he knows nothing. Chang tells him to quit the act since that expression fools nobody. He calls into the empty cell that hiding is beneath a real master. A slim hand glows to life in the shadows. A woman's voice says she never wanted him as an enemy. The fire spirit materializes beside chained Ye Chen. She begs Chang not to corner a fragile remnant soul. Chang was curious which mighty being dragged trash like Ye Chen this high. He expected a grandpa, not a young lady. Ye Chen jabs a chained finger and screams about the trash comment. His master looks tired of the noise. Our villain quotes an old saying, "Good birds pick the best trees, and good vassals serve the best masters. Her talent rots here." The fire spirit wonders if he is testing their bond. Ye Chen howls that Chang stole Changge and now wants his master too. The rant rolls on while Ye Chen rattles his chains. His girl is gone, and now his master is getting headhunted. Chang stays smug. Changge did everything of her own free will, and Ye Chen knows it. Ye Chen explodes and screams that every word is a lie. The lecture continues. People climb upward and water flows down. The universe runs on that law. Then one finger taps the wooden post and cracks shoot across the beam. A shockwave shreds the floorboards and both flinch back. Chang asks how long a remnant soul can last, then offers a new body in peak power if she follows him. Ye Chen snaps and threatens to tear Chang's mouth apart, which only hands him another 100 fate. The pitch continues, since Chang wins in every aspect. Soul energy from Ye Chen keeps her soul fed. Chang calls it less a partnership and more a cage. Ye Chen begs her not to listen. The fire spirit actually weighs it. Chang could crush Ye Chen with ease, so this must be about recruiting her. She stares at him and admits the ugly truth. Chang did nothing wrong, and Ye Chen provoked it all. Chang flashes a smirk and asks if she has finished deliberating. The fire spirit shakes her head no. Ye Chen saved her from fading away, so she refuses to abandon him now. The refusal doesn't faze him, so he raises the offer. If she changes her mind, he frees Ye Chen and restores his position. Then the sly smile comes out. He could even hand Changge back to Ye Chen as a bonus. Ye Chen chokes on his rage beside his master. The fire spirit politely asks Chang to stop. Chang tells her to think it through. He raises one finger because he brought a parting present. A dark, ornate box materializes above his open palm, glowing gold at the seams. The lid snaps open in front of the two prisoners, and both freeze mid-breath. Blinding light pours out of the box. Inside sits the mind convergence pill, ancient medicine that repairs broken souls. Chang dangles salvation in front of a fading spirit, and she cannot look away. Back in the dungeon, Ye Chen is losing it. He screams that Chang wants to strip him of everything he owns. Worse, his trusted master cut a deal with his sworn enemy over one pill. The fire spirit snaps back. Everything she did was to get him out of here. Ye Chen calls her bluff. If it is all for him, she can leak the information he wants. The demand leaves her speechless. She stares at her chained disciple. Then her shoulders drop. She sighs and agrees to do it his way. Ye Chen grins. Sure, his master would never abandon him. She fades into red sparks, and the crack in their bond pays Chang 400 fate. Meanwhile, night falls over the estate. Elder Ming asks why Chang even left Ye Chen alive. Chang answers with a question. Does the elder remember why they descended to the lower realm? Elder Ming's eye goes wide. It was for that absolute evil weapon. Chang nods. Their true target is the 8 Baron Demon Halberd, the ancient demon god's weapon. He walks through the regular plotline, shown in goofy pixel art. Lucky Ye Chen stumbles into an ancient ruin. There Ye Chen wins the evil weapon's approval at the last second. Halberd in hand, he then turns the tables on Taishuan completely. Chang smirks, because that route is dead. Now Ye Chen is just his treasure-seeking rat. He orders Elder Ming to watch the rat while he enters seclusion. The elder bows and melts into the dark. Alone, Chang checks his stats. 1100 fate sits ready, so he opens the system shop. 3 glowing sections appear, and the techniques tab is the one he taps. Supreme grade arts stay locked. Right under them waits the innate divine chant for 1,000 fate. The pricing makes him pause. A heavenly grade art that reaches the transcendent realm costs barely 50. He buys the expensive chant anyway. The system drains his fate on the spot. Golden light floods the chamber. Chang begins refining his primordial spirit, and trouble is already on the way. 3 days later, warships and flying beasts crowd the sky over Taishuan. 3 powers came for the sacred master at once. He greets them with a strained smile. Leaders this close to the sacred emperor realm never visit for nothing. The armored rider laughs first. Taishuan only kept its spiritual veins because the supreme elder guarded them for ages. The rider, Xiaohuo, wants the veins shared, now that the old protector is gone. Zhao Tian of Yangshu floats in on his sword and plays nice. Surrender the veins, drop 1 rank, and Taishuan lives. Inside, the sacred master boils. The veins are his foundation, and these hypocrites want them for free. Then a golden pagoda rises over an open palm. A calm voice asks if he plans to refuse. The sacred master spins and chokes out the name Chu Wuji. An imperial war party rolls in behind him. Chu Wuji lounges on his throne, pagoda in hand. He asks if Taishuan can really fight all of them alone. Sweat rolls down the sacred master's grin. Losing the supreme elder does not mean his land has nobody left. Beside him, his daughter turns pale and quietly calls for her father. Her father leans in and whispers the real question. Has young Master Gu left seclusion yet? She admits she got hasty and lost favor with young Master Gu. Help is not guaranteed, and her father nearly screams. Zhao Tian narrows his eyes at the whispers. Rumor says Taishuan has some connection to the upper realms. Chu Wuji waves it off. The upper realms cut contact ages ago, and one sect leader lacks that reach. He lifts the pagoda and brags. With the limitless tower, even a sacred emperor realm expert is fair game. The tower blazes gold, and the other leaders flinch. That imperial artifact was supposedly destroyed in the 1,000-year war. White light rips across the sky, and riders scatter from the glare. The sacred master grits his teeth under the fleet. If young Master Gu stays inside, he meets his end right here. His daughter refuses to wait. She races off to beg young Master Gu in person. Chu Wuji looks down and asks one final time, does the sacred master truly want destruction over the veins? The answer is a shaky cut the crap. Chu Wuji brands him a stubborn old mule and promises to grant that wish. The limitless tower flips into a dive and drops straight at the sacred land. Right before impact, violet light erupts across the mountain and wraps around the falling tower. The shockwave rattles the invaders next. Xiaohuo's winged mount seizes up under the pressure. The sacred master freezes mid-breath. The only words he manages are "this is." Chu Wuji screams one furious "who" into the light. Xiaohuo sweats hard. A primordial spirit force this strong matches the sacred sovereign realm, so the invaders guess the supreme elder never died. The guess is very wrong. In a quiet room, a pale smirk spreads, and Chang savors his new primordial spirit power. He rises in the dark chamber and notes that everyone is already present. Then Chang takes his seat in silver and white with a ready smirk. The show is about to begin, and the guests have no idea who they just provoked. Changge sprints through the sacred land. Her father just has to hold on until she reaches young Master Gu. The path ahead looks clear, so she slips toward the inner halls. Then a gloved hand clamps over her mouth mid-step. The attacker shushes her, and Changge realizes it's Ye Chen. She shoves his hand away and demands to know how he escaped the dungeon. Ye Chen skips the explanation. He grabs her wrist and says they're leaving this hellish place now. Changge tears her fingers free before they clear the walkway. The rejection stops Ye Chen cold, and he looks back in disbelief. Her answer is simple. She is never leaving Taishuan, period. Ye Chen explodes and asks if she thinks Chang can protect the sect alone. Then an uglier thought hits him. He asks if Chang already forced her to do the unthinkable. Changge shuts him down hard. Nobody forced her. She chased Chang herself and even offered her looks to buy the sect peace. Ye Chen can barely say her name. She asks if he'll stop once every scrap of her dignity is gone. Tears well up as she corners him. What right does he have to call Chang the villain here? The two face off on the empty walkway. Changge reminds him the sect raised him for over a decade, and he never lifted a finger for it. Her verdict comes out ice cold. His ego and his selfishness disgust her. A ring on his finger glows, and his master's voice sighs that it's time to go. Ye Chen refuses reality. He mutters, this isn't his Changge, so Chang must have cursed her with a spell. Meanwhile, a chime rings in a dark bedroom. The female lead just ditched Ye Chen, and the system pays Chang 250 fate. The time has come. A door creaks somewhere behind the pair, and both of them freeze. Changge grits her teeth. Getting caught with a runaway prisoner would bury everything she sacrificed for. Steel flashes as she draws and cuts in one motion. Ye Chen only sees the light when it's already on him. The blade sinks into his shoulder, and blood spatters the stones. He shakes as he chokes out her name. Inside the ring, his master screams at him to run. Chingge's face stays frozen. She apologizes and says every tie between them is cut. His boot drags back through the blood on the pavement. The sword still juts from his collarbone, and the bleeding will not stop. Then flames burst from the wound and race across his robe. Fire wraps Ye Chen head to toe, and his voice goes flat. He promises they will meet again someday. One golden eye glints through the blaze with a grin full of payback. Ye Chen rockets over the rooftops and vanishes, leaving the bloody blade behind. Changge stands under the open sky, sword in hand, until a voice calls for the saintess. She whips around toward the sound with wide eyes. Chang stands right there. Changge lowers her head and admits she disappointed him. Instead, he praises the job. Still, next time she meets Ye Chen, it's a fight to the death, so he asks if she's sure. Her voice stays soft but steady. She knew this day would come when she chose Chang. He approves with a single good and reaches for her head. Then Chang pulls her into his chest and tells her she can share her woes with him from now on. Her sword clatters onto the paving because her brain just blue-screened. Chang notes that with Ye Chen gone, he can stop keeping his distance. A smirk crosses his face. Her great fortune makes her useful, and useful people are worth keeping. Changge steps away across the courtyard to fix her hair, and a chime rings out. The system announces a fortunate incident worth 60 fortune and 300 fate. Chang raises an eyebrow at the numbers. Subjugating anyone blessed with fortune counts, so he just found a new farming route. He tilts her face up, and Changge remembers why she came. She urgently needs his help. Chang already knows about the siege. Nobody will lay a finger on Taishuan while he's here, and Wen whips around the pair. Over at the main gate, warships and war beasts choke the sky. The sacred master stares at 3 armies parked on his doorstep. One invading elder laughs in his face. If the supreme elder truly lives, why not bring him out? The old man grinds his teeth and admits the truth. The supreme elder has passed on. A second elder strokes his beard and pounces. Then what was that primordial fluctuation just now? Xiaohuo crouches forward and calls it a cheap trick. He wants to force their way in, and that plan is about to backfire spectacularly. A single shout for quiet rolls across the fleets. Violet light rips the sky open, and silhouettes drift down the beam. Every invading leader freezes mid-argument, and one of them yells that he's here. A boot lands on the lake below, and ripples spread out under purple fire. Chang descends with Changge at his side, walking on open water, and asks who these barbarians disturbing his peace are. Changge glances up and nervously counts 3 entire armies. Chang jokes that these guests won't dine and dash. Her reply is a long silence. 3 great powers came to bully a leaderless sect, and none of them know who actually showed up to greet them. The warlord takes one look at Chang and bursts out laughing. Taishuan's mighty protector is a brat. He points from his war beast and asks if the sacred land has fallen this low. The sacred master warns them to take back those words. This master is nobody to mess with. The warlord would rather find out himself, so he dives off his mount with a grin. Purple flames flare up right next to Changge. Chang is already stepping forward. A golden tiger of raw energy tears through the sky, headed straight for the pair. The beast detonates above the rooftops without reaching them. Then the real punch arrives and Chang catches it with one bare hand. The warlord stares in disbelief. He pulls with all his strength, but nothing moves an inch. Chang squeezes until the gauntlet caves in. Blood sprays and the warlord goes flying. He lands clutching a mangled arm. Both elders go pale, because a sacred emperor this young shouldn't exist in the eastern wilderness. The tower elder floats up with twin pagodas overhead. He calls Chang a talented rat and tells him to stay out of this. Chang only smiles. From now on, everything that happens to Taishuan is his concern. Changge whispers young master, and her face says the rest. The warning is over. Since the kid is hell-bent on dying, no one can blame the elder for being ruthless. All 3 invaders vow to face him together. Fire wraps the pagoda as the warlord dives back in. The sword elder raises a glowing blue blade and announces he's going all out. The warlord swings a giant golden sword down at Chang's skull and screams at the brat to take this. Chang lifts one open palm, and the blow breaks against it. The blue sword comes next. It streaks down at him from the clouds. The blade stops at Chang's cheek. He smirks and flicks it away with one finger. Both attackers rush him again, one from above and one from behind. Then the Tower Elder shouts one word: fall. The giant pagoda drops straight at Chang. Chang tilts his head up at the thing. His whole reaction is a casual "oh." The pagoda drills down in a spiral of golden light and slams over him. Changge and her father can only watch. She screams, "Young Master Gu." For the first time, the girl looks scared. The warlord cackles that few prodigies in history ever made it to adulthood. Changge turns to her father in a panic, but the old man just grinds his teeth. He curses the limitless tower under his breath. Without it, these three could never touch the young master. The Tower Elder asks the sacred master for his last words. Nearby, the pagoda stands planted where Chang went down. The warlord is done talking. He votes to just force the gates and rob the spiritual veins. Confidence like that never ages well. A sharp crack cuts him off, and both elders freeze in midair. The sword elder stammers impossible. Below them, the tower is glowing and splitting apart. The whole thing detonates, and the blast hurls the elders through the smoke. A figure stands untouched in the debris, wrapped in crimson light. Chang sounds calm. He gives them a lesson. Most sects in the lower realm only produce a handful of sacred lords. One finger rises against the dark. Sacred sovereigns are rarer still, and then he gets to the ones below the quasi-god realm. All three invaders catch his meaning at the same second, and the gloating dies. To Chang, they are all just lowly ants. His eyes glow red as a ring of purple light spins around him. Then he lets it loose. A dome of violet power erupts outward and swallows the trio whole. The wave rolls across the valley and rips the flying war beast apart midair. The armies at the gate never stand a chance. Riders and spearmen scatter, but the storm catches them. In seconds, the whole invasion force is gone. Explosions chain across the sky until nothing is left. Changge and her father stare upward in silence, while the last light rains down. The warlord isn't laughing anymore. Behind him, a whole mountain range has been shaved flat. An awkward cough breaks the silence. One voice asks Chu Wuji about his claim of handling a sacred sovereign easily. The Tower Elder coughs up blood and clutches his chest. He barely gets out one question. Who are they facing? Chang raises one finger and answers. He has an infinite lifespan, and he is a god from the upper realm. They came to bully a leaderless sect and found a god instead. And the god is still smiling. Half a month later, a town near the central state is buzzing over one rumor. A man came down from the upper realm. Descending from the upper realms should be impossible, yet the young master admitted it days ago. He crushed 3 invading forces in one blow, and locals joke that he only guards Taishuan for the sacred lord's daughter. One gossiper brings up Chen, the disciple who chased the saintess. A single glance from the young master scared him stiff. A hooded figure stops beside the loudest talker, who asks if that loser ever owned a mirror. The whole street howls at the joke. Then the sound dies mid-laugh. Red flames ignite in a ring around the gossipers, and the hooded man is already walking away. From under the hood comes a single word: burn. The market erupts in a pillar of fire, and people scream that men are trapped inside the blaze. Under that hood is Chen himself. He grins and swears to pay Chang back 100-fold. Guests climb Taishuan's grand stairs and shower the sacred lord with praise. Inside the hall, the old lord waves off the flattery and gives all the credit to Chang. The visiting elders rush to agree, since only that generosity keeps them breathing. A voice drifts through the doorway, promising that Taishuan leads them now and will be obeyed. A few rooms away, Chang drinks tea with Changge, who notes that 1,000-year-old elders flip loyalties like 3-year-olds. The thought has her giggling behind her hand. Chang smiles into his cup and offers to make them do it a few more times if she likes the show. Then a servant brings news. The third prince of the Great Xia Empire has invited every talent to a forum. Changge repeats the name out loud, surprised that the Great Xia Empire itself reached out. Nobody knows how strong that royal family is, and the prince was born to a ring heard 3,000 miles away. Chang cares about a different detail. His mind convergence pill shows Chen heading for the central state too. That calls for a change of plans, and maybe fresh prey. He orders the departure set for 3 days. Once Changge leaves, Chang asks Old Ming whether he came from the central state as well. The old servant materializes from a shadow in the corner. Doors are clearly optional for him. Old Ming ascended from there 30 millennia ago and got forced to mine spiritual ores until the clan head pulled him out. Since the trip passes that way, Chang tells him to visit his family. The old man freezes in shock, then thanks his young master with everything he has. Chang plays it cool over his tea. One cheap favor buys loyalty plus a shiny reputation. 3 days later, the central heavenly city of the central state spreads out in endless rooftops. Inside Daoji Academy, a teacher lectures on using qi to harness lives and spirits, to harness minds. One student sleeps face down on his desk through the entire lesson. The teacher snaps and yells at Lin Tian for dozing off in her class again. The classmates whisper that the garbage only sits here thanks to his family and his sister, an elder at the academy. Still ignored, she demands an answer. The kid suddenly stands and declares that this king is very upset. The room explodes with laughter at the self-proclaimed king. Half the class wonders what the idiot dreamed about, while Lin Tian asks Elmas and says this is the central heavenly city of the Tian King realm. The taunting continues while Lin Tian just stares back blankly. He repeats the city's name to himself twice. Then black aura leaks out and he grins wide. The last remnant of an ancient soul owns this body now, and the guest calls it fate. The teacher slams her scroll on the desk and shouts that the fooling around ends now. She crosses her arms and drops the ultimatum. He reaches the spiritual sea realm by month's end, or leaves the academy for good. She asks how he would face his deceased parents like this, and the classmates snicker. Lin Tian bows and shakes, except he is quietly laughing. The spiritual sea realm sounds like a warm-up to him. He spreads his arms and swears to advance in one day, then crush everyone who looked down on him. The whole class stares at the madman, then the light outside changes. Lightning rips across storm clouds gathering above the academy. Within moments, the storm rolls over the entire city skyline. Across town, a system screen flashes before Chang. A new fortune's chosen has been detected. Chang lifts his head with a smirk and says it plain. He's here. The new prey has no clue what just noticed him. The whole Lin clan gets summoned to the ancestral hall, and nobody knows why. Everyone crowds in while the great elder sits by the incense burner in silence. The old man keeps his eyes shut, then says he sensed their ancestor today. The crowd erupts, asking if he means Lin Ming, the quasi-god who ascended millennia ago. The great elder grins and confirms it. The ancestor is back, and hope returns to the family. Meanwhile, up in the sky, Chang asks the system what's left of Ye Chen's fortune value. The answer floats over the flying ship. 230. Chang brings up the backlash. It shrinks as his fortune grows, since his own variable status weakens heaven's cover. The status screen shows a true disciple at the pinnacle of the sacred Lord realm. Only his black fortune value bugs him. Outside, the mountains roll past, and Chang decides everything is under control. A new fortune's chosen has appeared, so for now he plans to conserve his energy. Changge comes down the stairs and joins him on the deck. She teases him about his good mood. Then Chang spots a 400 over her head and chokes. That would explain his own rising value. He tells her a beauty beside him will do that. They stroll the deck while Chang notes her hidden secrets. He asks about the powers of Zhongzhou. She explains that Zhongzhou holds 8 big cities. The richest hosts the third prince's Taoist assembly. A servant scoffs that a low-level assembly is beneath the young master. He says to treat it as a joke. That wide grin stays on the man's face while Changge listens beside them. Chang admits it. Dao talk with lower realm cultivators sounds boring, so he'll skip the event. Down in the city, one rumor spreads fast. The Lin ancestor is back in the lower realm. One tavern guest calls it a lie, since the barrier stayed sealed. Another swears the great elder announced it. Ye Chen listens from his table. The Lin residence sounds like a decent stay, but bigger business waits. A hidden voice warns that ancient families are unfathomable. Ye Chen calls it master and checks his map for the remains. His eyes flare, and he growls Chang's name with a threat. And the new chosen hasn't even shown up yet. Back at the Lin estate, the clan fills the courtyard, asking if that's really ancestor Lin Ming. The bigger shock is the young man in white on the family head seat, Lin Ming humble beside him. Chang tells Elder Ming to go enjoy the visit. The elder refuses, saying this old servant would never ignore him. Off to the side, Changge and the servant just nod, used to their young master. The clan is stunned. Their quasi-god ancestor calls himself an old servant, and the family head can barely speak. With Elder Ming busy, Chang rises to go look around with Changge. He offers the hall a short farewell while everyone stares. The pair drifts off the grounds in a stream of shimmering light. The family head snaps out of it and tells his daughter Chuhan to guide the young master. Chuhan freezes, hand on chest, and stammers out an all right. Off she goes across the courtyard as the clan watches. She catches up and greets the young master with her full name. Chang turns with a sly smile. repeats her name, and calls it a good one. A 200 glows above Chuhan as she thanks him. Chang asks Lady Lin to show him and Changge around. She squeaks out a nervous, of course, and falls in step beside the pair. In the crowd, one young man clutches his chest, hit by sharp pain from the heart. His fingers dig into the robe. The body's original owner was infatuated with his own sister, and that disgusts him. He rages that he is the god-slaughtering king, and feelings never touch him. Right then, the king spots Changge. She has the 9-yin profound beauty physique, perfect for refining. A massive grin spreads over his face. He promises the Lin brat a cure for the heart sickness. Chang walks off with both women, and the king marvels at that absurd luck. The king calls it a shame that such a precious treasure belongs to that man. Too bad Chang already noticed. He meant to hunt the new chosen, and the guy walked right up. The system flashes 500. The king wonders why he senses ill intent from the man. Then he glances at Chuhan beside Chang and wonders if it's because of her. In the dark, Chang answers with a smirk and 2 words. Very well. They pass back to back, and Chang hopes the king lives a bit longer. The guy has no idea he's next. Chang strolls the Lin Gardens with both ladies, and talk turns to Chuhan's useless brother. Chuhan admits the whole clan agrees. The kid has no talent, and she can't defend him. Chang calls him a poor kid, then adds that a beautiful, caring big sister is real luck. Flustered, Chuhan insists Tien turned responsible and now cultivates for real. Chang smirks. A useless youth flips overnight, so it's either a hidden expert or a reincarnator. Chuhan piles on proof. Stalled cultivation breaks through, plus a knack for medicine and formations. Chang soothes her. She was harsh on the boy because she wanted the best for him. The line hits home. Chuhan melts a little, since not even Tien understood her that well. They follow the river wall while Chang praises the talent who caught an elder's slip. Chuhan blurts the problem. Her brother never even reached the spiritual sea realm. Chang springs the trap. How does the kid refine pills then? Some lost Lin technique maybe? Chuhan freezes with no answer ready, and her face says everything. Chang's eyes narrow. The doubt is planted, and harvesting the new chosen got easier. The system flashes a bonus rule. Drain a chosen's fortune, then kill him, and heaven pays extra. Chen is parked on treasure duty anyway, so Chang decides to harvest Tien early. Night falls, and a knock finds Chang's door. Chuhan brought the young master spirit cakes. Changge answers instead. She accepts the late snacks with courtesy on his behalf. Chuhan swallows it, thanks the sacred lady, and promises not to disturb his rest. The tray changes hands, and Chuhan bows herself back into the dark. Changge watches her go. One meeting, and Chuhan already fell. Chang slides in and asks if she's jealous. He leans in over her shoulder, close enough to put a faint blush on her cheeks. Her eyes drop for a beat while she weighs the answer. Changge calls him too mysterious. His interest is hard to earn, so her jealousy changes nothing. She turns away and offers him a free pass. He can keep Chuhan around if he likes. Chang just laughs and asks since when this last speaks in riddles. Meanwhile, Chuhan crosses the dark courtyard alone, arms wrapped around herself. A single word from the shadows freezes her in place. Sister. The king waits by the wall in her brother's body. She asks why Tien is out this late. He wants to know where she wandered so late. Did she go to meet young Master Gu? Chuhan gives him a long, cold stare, and nothing else. Then she snaps. Her business is her own, and he should worry about his cultivation. The king grabs her wrist and shouts, "The Gu guy is no good, and his appearance is fooling her." Chuhan rips her arm free and explodes. Young Master Gu is humble and kind, so he can stop the slander. She adds the sore part. A fraction of that class, and she'd have no worries. The king barks that she's stupid. The accusation flips back. He's the weird one, and a man of that status wants nothing from her. She tells him to go reflect. She storms off and leaves him choking on a half-finished ewe. On her way, Chuhan grumbles that the brat's temper grew along with his cultivation. Then her step slows. She never asked where the pill refining came from. Her heels stop dead. The boy ignored every lecture, yet now vanishes for days. Is an expert coaching him? A darker option hits her, and Chuhan spins around with wide eyes. The moonlit courtyard sits empty around her, and no answer comes. In his room, a ding rewards Chang. Chuhan's doubt costs Tien 50 fortune points and pays him 250 destiny. Chang smiles. Everything runs to plan, and the king won't hold out much longer. An attack is coming. Out in the forest, the king kneels with red light in his hand. Chang wrecked this body's ties before he reached Changge. His face twists with rage. Since Chang is that eager to die, the king will help him along. He brews 8 kinds of poison and seals the curse with 15 years of his own lifespan. The ritual circle ignites. The heavenly demon outlaw curse rises to take Chang's life and erase his soul. Blood-red demon beasts rip out of the vortex with burning eyes. The curse tears across the night sky and dives for the Lin estate. The king slumps against a tree, spent. Those 15 years buy a guarantee. Even if Chang survives, his mind won't. He grins through the sweat. Nobody touches what belongs to the king, and his gift is already flying at Chang. The curse arrives, and a red streak rips across the sky toward the Lin rooftops. Inside, Chang waits by the window with his eyes closed, completely unbothered. He smiles, since everything is moving as planned. He even knows this aura, the heavenly demon outlaw curse. Then his eyes snap open, glowing purple. At the king's level, this thing is a joke to him. Chang answers anyway. Dark energy twists into a vortex above the halls. A giant demon steps out of the smoke, wrapped in purple fire, towering over the whole residence. Chang grins. Using demonic arts in front of him is basically mocking the original owner. His phantom plants itself on the rooftop and waits for the strike. The blood-red beasts charge in with bared fangs and burning eyes. The pack dives straight down at the figure standing on the tiles. Its fist rises to meet the swarm head-on. One grab later, the entire curse is squeezed into a single red orb in its palm. Then the fingers close, and the orb pops with a flash. A shockwave rolls over the estate, and every trace of the attack is gone. The king feels the backlash instantly, and his bloodshot eyes go wide. Across the roofs, the red glow slowly fades out. The Lin elders panic on the spot and scream for their young master. On the street, people trace the sky rings to the Lin residence and suspect the family's ancestor moved. Far from the noise, a lonely shack sits in the dark. Inside it, the king lies face down in a puddle of his own blood. He drags a hand to his mouth and coughs red, because the spell actually backfired. Over the city, the purple aura breaks apart and drifts away. Chang settles back onto his bed without a scratch while the curtain sways. A spark of light floats in his palm. The failed curse fed his soul and stretched his lifespan. The system confirms it. Tian drops 150 fortune points, and Chang pockets 750 destiny points. He rolls the glowing bead between his fingers and laughs. He hasn't done anything yet, and the enemy is already mailing gifts. This new chosen will get himself killed all on his own. Chang heads for the door with his hands tucked into his sleeves. Outside, a guard begs for punishment for failing to defend his master. Chang just listens quietly. He steps out, and half the estate is kneeling at the stairs, begging forgiveness for their clan member's attack. Changge hurries over with the guard to check on him, and Chang waves it off. A curse this week can't touch him. Then he drops the real question. Who in this lower realm can even cast a spell of that grade? The old elder grits his teeth because a broken curse always rebounds on its caster. The family head shouts the order. The culprit gets hunted down tonight to redeem the clan. Elders bow across the courtyard while the search kicks off. Chang smirks to himself. Lin Tian is probably not even human anymore by now. And he's right. Chuhan bangs on the shack door, yelling that the family head summoned everyone tonight. Behind that door, the king crawls on all fours with wrecked origins. If anyone sees this state, the clan will know who cast the curse. His bloody face twists in panic while the knocking keeps hammering. He screams inside. The heavenly killing divine king refuses to end on a dusty wooden floor. Chuhan runs out of patience and threatens to smash the door open. Then the madman grins upside down. He can fake his own death. The body already belongs to him, so when the heart stops, weaker cultivators will see a corpse. The plan is set. He'll play dead until the hunt cools off, then revive with forbidden soul arts. Payback on Chang can wait. The king forces his own heartbeat down, and blood bursts out of his mouth as he drops. His head snaps back and sprays red across the floorboards. The door flies open. Chuhan freezes at the sight of her little brother's body, then screams his name. Morning comes, and the estate looks calm again. On the steps, the family head bows and offers to take any punishment. Chang only asks about the culprit. He taps his chin while the answer stalls. They found him, but there's a catch. The old elder sweats buckets and can't push the sentence out. The whole hall stands with lowered heads, and nobody volunteers the news. Chuhan clutches her hands together and stares at the ground. Chang tilts his head with a polite smile and asks what's wrong. The family head finally spits it out. The culprit is Lin Tian, the shunned kid of their own clan. And here comes the problem. When they found the boy, he was already cold and lying in a pool of blood. Chang looks down and repeats a single word: dead. His system never announced a kill, and a fortune's chosen doesn't die that quietly. An elder bows deep and begs to be punished for failing to raise Lin Tian right. Behind him, the entire clan kneels and asks to share the blame for the attack. Chang barely listens. To him, a chosen who kills himself out of fear is just a failure. Then the system list catches his eye. No death notice means Lin Tian is playing dead. Chang almost smiles. That broken remnant soul can't survive long outside a host. In front of him, the old elder sweats through the silence. The family curses Lin Tian. He ruined everything by dying, and the blame might land on them all. Chuhan just tears up, lost on why her brother turned this selfish. The old elder grins through the panic, screaming inside that the clan is sinking. On the throne, Chang enjoys the view. Nobody touched him, yet everyone trembles. A system window pops up. Lin Tian loses 100 fortune, and Chang gains 500 destiny. Chang likes that payout. What's left of Lin Tian will probably get bound to Chuhan. For a beat, he goes quiet, his face half hidden in shadow. Then the ancestor hits his knees. Ashamed his own descendant dared attack the young master. Chang raises a palm and calls the case strange. Body theft through soul arts was common in the upper realm. He gives the verdict. The crime was Lin Tian's alone, not the family's. Chang closes his eyes and plays the saint. For the old ancestor's sake, the matter ends here. The hall exhales, and the ancestor swears to deliver a proper explanation. Chang dismisses them with one final order. Nobody cremates the corpse, since the harvest isn't finished. The doors barely shut before the smirk slips out. He's waiting for the dead man to revive. Out in the walkway, the Lin members file toward the exit in silence. Before Chuhan can slip away, Chang calls her name. He has free time now and asks her to show him around the city. The invitation catches Chuhan off guard. She stammers that she'll always fulfill his wishes. A tag with 200 points hangs over her head. The system pays destiny when a chosen's girl willingly submits. Behind them, Changge carries a 500. Chang wonders if his gains climb along with Chuhan's too. Or maybe that bonus is unique to Changge. He has no answer yet. The three cross the courtyard, and Chang plans to keep Chuhan close. 3 months later, flying ships and sky whales jam the sky over Zhongzhou. Word spread that the Lin ancestor brought home an immortal. Every great city rushes in. The Taoist assembly moved to the Lin family's city, and old masters left seclusion to meet him. High above the clouds, a restaurant tower floats over the city. Inside, young elites pack the floor. A guest praises Jin Yang's cultivation, and he deflects it onto Cheng Tian. Cheng Tian cups his hands with a laugh and calls it dumb luck. Then a guest brings up the rumor. Jin Yang fought a kid from Donghuang, couldn't win in 100 blows, and swore brotherhood. Jin Yang, sacred prince of Jilu, owns every word. The brother has once-in-a-millennium talent and forced out his true son physique. The table freezes mid-meal. Nobody believes a person like that exists. Jin Yang sighs into his drink. A pity the kid offended a big shot, got framed, and fled to Zhongzhou. One sharp guest points a finger. Isn't that the troublemaker from the Lin family, jealous of a certain man over a woman? Jin Yang slams the table. The woman betrayed his brother for that man and spread the lies herself. The girls nearby go pale. One admits it might be true, since Jin Yang never lies. Cheng Tian grins and asks for the brother's surname. The girl beside him backs the idea, and Jin Yang chokes on the answer. His face stiffens halfway through a word. Before he can spit the name out, the girl points at the entrance and yells. An Origin Realm elder escorts a group upstairs in person. Chuhan and Changge flank a man in white. Whispers name the Lin family's prized daughter first, already an academy elder despite her age. The woman in turquoise gets recognized too, the saintess of Taishuan's sacred land. The sharp guest turns white. The man in white can only be one person. It's him. Every head snaps toward the stairs, food forgotten mid-bite. Guests scramble up because greeting this young master is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. Only Jin Yang stays planted, drenched in cold sweat. The trouble his brother fled from just walked through the door. Chang leans on the terrace rail and declares that he reigns over the 9 heavens. Then he smirks and adds that whoever built this pavilion knew how to enjoy life. Chuhan blinks at the 9 heavens line and asks what cultivation means to him. Chang calls cultivation a simple struggle between heaven and earth. He compares the mortal body to a raft crossing a vast ocean, and even Changge turns to listen. Chuhan is floored. 2 sentences, and the upper realm must defy all imagination. Chang catches that spark and asks if she wants to see it for herself. Chuhan lowers her head. She wouldn't dare ask, not after Lin Tian committed an unforgivable crime. Her eyes close as she remembers the reminder he already gave her that day. Chang tells her to stop blaming herself, since he spoke without thinking that day. Then his tone shifts. If the guilt still bothers her, she can help him with one thing. Chuhan begs him to name it. Chang tells her to watch her brother's corpse, since more than his mind was controlled. The body itself may be taken over. Countless upper realm techniques can raise the dead. That idea knocks Chuhan completely speechless. Her mind races. His pulse had stopped. So was Lin Tian faking his death all along? Chang waves it off as a harmless guess and tells Lady Lin to simply guard the corpse. Inside, the real plan unfolds. Once she sees her brother crawl back, whatever bond is left should die. His grin turns dark. Once Lin Tian runs out of tricks, his fortune follows, and he stops being worth keeping alive. A steward bows in. Disciples from the 8 large cities have come to greet the young master. Chang barely reacts and tells him to let them all in. Visitors flood the stairs, and a man named Chu Xuan greets him first. Chang settles onto his seat and waves off the formalities. The floor bows anyway. A moon saint worshipper gushes that the rumors undersold him, and Chuhan wonders why proud princes act this humble. Even the sacred ladies cast their status aside and put on their sweetest faces. Chuhan studies the compliant crowd and doubts it moves him. He treats her nothing like this. Her thoughts drift. A man this important still tolerates her weakness and stays gentle. In her heart, it comes down to one line. Young Master Gu is simply kind to her. Right on cue, a quest window pops up. Subduing Lin Chuhan would earn Chang 200 fortune and 1,000 destiny. Chang holds back a laugh. As expected, she didn't disappoint. The status screen rolls out. Changge and Chuhan pushed his fortune past 300, plus 2,600 destiny. Chang saves it all for later. Chuhan's pastries hit a real trace of alchemy talent. The shop lists a beginner alchemy manual. He plans to slip it to her and let her talent do the rest. Then a new window flashes. A sudden quest orders him to suppress the fortune-chosen's sworn brother. Someone here is about to have a bad day. Chang thinks it through. Lin Tian is already crippled, so the trigger has to be Ye Chen. His gaze sweeps the floor. A chosen makes powerful friends on the run, and the target hides in this crowd. From the couch, Chang calls for Chu Xuan, and the man snaps to attention. Chang asks for any news of Ye Chen and Zhongzhou, and Chu Xuan starts stammering. Changge goes stiff at that name, a bead of sweat sliding down her temple. Chang tilts his head with the same smile, and asks if that means no news at all. Chu Xuan sweats through his robe and barely pushes out a single word. The guest trade whispers. Nobody recognizes the name, but the young master clearly hates it. Deep in the crowd, Jin Yang's face slowly hardens. Nearby, the worshipper struggles to place the name. It ties back to the eastern wilderness. His eyes fly wide open. He finally remembers where he heard it. Jin Yang breaks into a heavy sweat as question marks pop up around him. Then the same worshipper speaks up. Prince Jin Yang recently met a martial artist from the eastern wilderness. Is that the man? Jin Yang curses the worshipper under his breath, because that story leads straight back to him. A single knock sounds from Chang's seat. The young master smiles and asks for that martial artist's name. One honest answer separates Jin Yang from the worst talk of his life. The whole hall starts buzzing. Everyone knows Sacred Prince Jin Yang, so what does Ye Chen have to do with him? Sweat rolls down his face while every eye in the room drills into his back. Chang keeps his voice level. No answer means the friend is the man he is hunting. Jin Yang's eye twitches. He swears he has no clue who Chang is even looking for. He even backs it up with a fist in palm salute. It looks respectful. It changes nothing. The reply is a wave of purple energy that rips through the hall. Jin Yang barely gets an arm up. The blast blows the roof wide open and sends tiles flying. Untouched in the middle, Chang lets flames curl off his shoulders and asks if he is right or wrong. The crowd stares. A guest whispers that even a sacred lord's aura is not this imposing. Off to the side, the worshipper panics. He implicated Jin Yang, and punishment could land on him too. The pressure finally cracks him. Jin Yang admits he has a sworn brother named Ye Chen. Chang cuts him off with 3 short words. Where is he? Jin Yang goes rigid. He apologizes and refuses to reveal his brother's whereabouts. The worshipper loses his mind and screams that Jin Yang must be insane. Then he spins toward Chang for damage control. Jin Yang must have been deceived. Plain and simple, that backfires. Jin Yang tells him to shut up and asks if this is one big misunderstanding. Chang rises from his seat. Jin Yang should feel honored he even bothered to ask. His eyes flare, and glowing streaks flood the room. Nobody may question him, misunderstanding or not. Lightning slams into Jin Yang mid-sentence. He convulses before one word comes out. The force drives him down and cracks the stone floor under his knees. Gasps ripple through the hall while he chokes on the ground. An old guardian in a dark cloak dives in to shield him and begs forgiveness for the foolish sin. The young master watches without a flicker of emotion. He answers with a single name, Old Ming. A towering cloaked figure appears from nowhere and declares that this servant is here. The crowd knows this figure. The Lin ancestor ascended millennia ago, and now he calls himself a servant. Chang hands down one order. By tomorrow, he wants no word of the Jilo sacred land left. Old Ming accepts. The old guardian lunges after him and screams for Ancestor Ming to wait. Silence answers him. The watching guests stand frozen. Nobody dares to speak. It breaks him completely. The old guardian sinks down and mumbles that everything is over. Jin Yang grits his teeth. From the side, Chuhan watches quietly. Chang just decided a sacred land's fate with one sentence. In her head, he might as well be a supreme being ruling the 9 heavens. Chuhan finally sees it. This is who the young master really is. A system window glows in the dark. Perfect execution adds 40%, and the fate value jumps by 700. Over at the Jilo sacred land, 2 old masters stare at the sky in horror. Down in the courtyard, the sect wonders who they could have possibly offended. Fire rains from the sky and crushes their gates. A voice screams that even the heavens want the Jilo gone. Except this was not heaven. Meanwhile, in a ruined temple far away, a scream rings out for brother Jin Yang. Chen clutches his face and shakes. Everything is sliding toward what he feared most. He stares at the jade pieces in his palms and swears he must kill Chang. A woman wreathed in flames appears behind him and calls him Little Chen. That would be his master. Chen does not turn around. He begs her to stop holding him back from revenge. His eyes are fully bloodshot. The hidden Tianyuan realm opens soon, and he wants its inheritance and the sealed demonic weapon. Back at the Lin estate, Chang strolls through the bamboo garden with Chuhan and Changge. He rests a hand on Chuhan's head and asks if he scared her. Maybe a little, she stammers, but he is kind to her. Chang admits he neglected that and offers a beginner alchemy manual as an apology. Chuhan lights up instantly. This manual is exactly what she needed. Changge quickly complains that the young master scared her too. In other words, she also wants a present. Instead of answering, Chang admires the beautiful moon. Changge is left fuming mid-sentence. 3 days later, the guests clear out and beg the family head to put in a good word for them. Chuhan watches the send-off and realizes Chang's indifference raises her family's reputation. Then a darker thought creeps in. Maybe Lin Tian's mind really was controlled. Why else would Chang forgive her family? Deep in a prison cell, Lin Tian lies on a straw mat behind bars, dead pale and still. A finger twitches against the mat. Then the whole hand moves. A shadowed figure sits up in the cell and grips the iron bars. Lin Tian is awake, and nobody upstairs has a clue. A scream echoes through the dungeon. The guard freezes mid-step, wondering if Lin Tian really came back from the dead. Word reaches Chuhan fast. She scolds the guard for making a fuss in the hallway and sends him off. Back in the cell, a pale hand slowly curls into a fist and opens again. Lin Tian checks his hands, amazed the body is still in one piece. In his own words, that was a close one. Then the friendly face vanishes. He plans to fake amnesia and fool the family. The score with Chang comes later. Mid-scheme, he feels a stare and looks up. Chuhan stands right outside the bars with Chang beside her. Sweat rolls down the prisoner's face. Chang gives him a calm smile, while dark tendrils curl in the air behind him. The act kicks in instantly. Lin Tian plays the lost victim and asks his sister why he is locked up. He claims he was sitting in academy class a moment ago. Chang calls the acting over the top. That comment rattles him. The prisoner has no clue who this stranger even is. Chuhan has heard enough, and she cuts the performance off with one furious shout. She asks if he is keeping the act up even now. He stammers that he does not understand. The man presses closer, asking what happened and why he is stuck in the dungeon. Then comes the soft approach. He grips the iron bars and gently asks his sister what happened to her. He swears he is her brother and begs her to believe him. Chuhan's stare only gets colder. He digs up their childhood next. The family head used to scold her, and she always ran to him to complain. Chuhan tells him to shut up before the next story starts. That single line stops him. He goes stiff at the bars and can only whisper her name. Then she explodes. Chuhan screams she is not his sister and demands the real Lin Tian back. The prisoner's eyes turn bloodshot and a scream rises in his throat. He clutches his head and howls that it wasn't him. Under the panic, the truth slips out. The soul inside curses the old owner's obsession for waking up now. Chuhan rushes to the bars and calls her brother's name in shock. And the real one answers. Lin Tian's voice cries, he never meant harm, and asks why she takes that man's side. Chang and Chuhan watch him crumble to the floor, sobbing that all of it is his fault. Then the second voice roars back. No mere obsession gets to overwhelm the heaven-killing divine king. The body arches back and screams for its sister one more time. Blood leaks from one eye while the real Lin Tian begs to be killed. A system window pops up for Chang. The divine king lost control of the body, and Chang gains 1,000 fate points. A second window follows. The prisoner's fortune hits 0, and the kill drop rule activates. Remember that rule, it pays off in a minute. Outside the cell, Chuhan takes one shaky step back. She covers her mouth and whispers her brother's name through tears. Chang rests a hand on her shoulder and lets out a quiet sigh. He tells her softly that he knows she cannot do this herself. Then he asks her to leave first and adds, "Let me be the villain." Tears fly as Chuhan finally turns away from the cell. She runs off down the corridor and Chang quietly watches her go. The nice guy act ends there. Chang tells him only a sister's love kept this body unburied. The divine king's eye snaps wide. Chang knew about the faked death from the very start. The prisoner slams into the bars and screams the real questions. Who is Chang, and what does he want? Chang almost laughs at the question. The man keeps trying to kill him, so why would he need a motive? Then purple demonic energy erupts around him, and his eyes flare red. The wave rolls through the bars and floods every corner of the cell. The blast hurls the prisoner across the floor. He shrieks about demonic aura and where Chang learned it. The answer is one finger pressed to his forehead. The divine king shakes in pure terror. Pinned to the ground, he gets one cold reply. A dead man has no need to know. His bloodshot eye trembles as he whimpers no over and over. Then the screaming starts. Purple smoke erupts and fills the entire cell block. When it settles, Lin Tian's body lies face down on the stone, completely still. Chang stands over the corpse and reviews the meal. A divine king's remnant soul tastes great, and it fed his primordial spirit well. He stretches out in the purple glow, looking way too pleased with himself. Then he eyes the wisp on his fingertip. This world hates demonic arts, so the trick stays hidden until he masters it. A chime rings out. The system logs his first kill of a fortune's chosen and counts up the rewards. The payout rolls in, 150 bonus fortune points, plus 500 fate points. Another window flashes up. The first kill chest is now unlocked. The system also opens an exchange. Fortune points convert into fate points, 1 for 10. Chang recalls the old saying about burning luck for a safe journey. The exchange is one more trick up his sleeve. Now comes the fun part. His hand reaches straight for the glowing chest screen. Chang taps it with a grin. Whatever drops out of that chest, he just got a whole lot more dangerous. A golden chest bursts open, and the system dumps a stack of rewards on Chang. The screen lists 3 plundering talismans and a broken world seed piece. A crit talisman tops off the haul. The plundering talisman drains a fortune's chosen to 0, and hands Chang every stolen point. The crit one upgrades system rewards, multiplying any prize by 10 or even 100. He saves it for killing Ye Chen. The plundering item impresses him more, since it ignores fortune rules. The shop prices it at 10,000 fate points, so future chosen must carry serious fortune. He smirks at his own reasoning. Knowing this early shouldn't count as cheating, right? One prize is left. Chang raises the extra heavenly chest and pops it open. The system grants a fortune chosen's aura band, and the item starts transforming on its own. It reshapes into the fated villain's aura band, which fits his brand perfectly. The next window announces the Supreme Heart, and a glowing organ floats on screen. The band's perk is huge. Any gap in fortune points gets ignored when he harvests a chosen. Killing targets right away would waste farming chances, so he vows to weigh each choice. The planning stops there. His hand closes around the glowing Supreme Heart. The heart holds tens of thousands of years of Taoist cultivation, and Chang wants it fused into himself. He presses it into his chest, and light bursts out between his fingers. Power erupts in gold and purple as the deity-devouring demonic art settles onto his list. His profile now shows a fate value of 2,500 and a fully unlocked shop. The spree wasn't cheap though. One level on his main code ate 3,000 fate points. Chang stares at his palm and runs the numbers. The next breakthrough costs 5,000 or more. In his own words, he can't stop harvesting his crops for even a split second. Farming never stops. Walking out, Chang plans ahead. The 8-baron demonic halberd appears soon, and Ye Chen goes right after. Chuhan waits outside the prison gate as Chang steps out. A servant bows off to the side. She looks up with tears building and barely gets out the words "young master." Chang reaches over and wipes the tear off her cheek himself. He tells her Lin Tian is dealt with, and the soul that took over her brother is gone. Chang asks her to prepare a burial soon. The real Lin Tian might still reincarnate. Chuhan wipes her eyes and thanks him. 3 days remain before Zhongzhou's Taoist assembly. Chongyue ancient city spreads out under a massive stone tower, packed with cultivators. In a courtyard, a crew of demons sit stunned that the Jilo sacred land got wiped out. One of them waves the question off, because the name doesn't matter to him. Liuli rises with her sword. If this stranger provokes brother Ye Chen, she will make him pay the price. The crew backs her instantly. Anyone who offends Miss Liuli doesn't leave alive. She calls him a young fool with one weak servant and asks Auntie Shui about brother Chen. Auntie Shui appears behind her in a curl of white smoke, calm as ever. The aunt has nothing good to say. His spiritual energy vanished from Zhongzhou ages ago. Liuli's face falls. She murmurs that brother Chen must have suffered a lot out there. Auntie Shui pushes back. Liuli is a phoenix bound for the upper realm, unlike hopeless Ye Chen. The girl snaps back. She believes he will rise because brother Chen said it himself. Don't bully the poor. The aunt stays cold. In her view, 30,000 years wouldn't fix that man's talent. Liuli ends the debate. She will meet the young master herself, and the crew handles his servant. Auntie Shui lets out a long sigh and promises that no one will hurt her miss. Meanwhile, Chang holds a fresh red pill between 2 fingers and studies it. He compliments Chuhan for grasping pill intent within days. She credits his alchemy manual. Storm clouds tear open above the estate, and the quiet lesson is officially over. Chuhan spins toward the rumbling sky in pure shock. Chang keeps sipping his tea while the woman beside him freezes mid-pour. Out front, the Lin family rushes together as a voice demands to know who dares trespass. Demons from the ancient sacred mountain crash down laughing. They sure aren't here to pay respects. That name alone makes every elder break out in sweat. An elder asks why they came. Liuli orders them to fetch Chang since Ye Chen's cousin expects a greeting. One of the crew's beasts bares its fangs right on cue. The sweating elder offers to notify the young master at once. A bare foot stomps down in front of him. One demon asks if he knows the price of crossing Miss Liuli. The demon grabs the old man by the head and asks if the Lin family plans on surviving. His eyes suddenly snap upward. A spiral of golden light twists open in the storm right above him. A giant finger of pure light drops from the sky, aimed straight at the demon's skull. It flattens him face first into the courtyard stone before he can even react. The shockwave sends the crew flinching back, and Liuli shields her face with an arm. The elder tumbles free across the tiles, shaken but breathing. Golden sparks drift over the tree line, while the courtyard goes dead quiet. Inside the hall, a rattled elder looks to Chang, and the answer comes back calm. Let them in. Liuli is about to get far more than a greeting. A limp hand rests on the courtyard stone, sparks still drifting off the body. The old demon screams young lord over the corpse. Did the mountain's heir really die to one finger? The crew felt a sacred sovereign's strength in that strike. Liuli narrows her eyes and orders everyone inside. The group crosses the courtyard in total silence. Behind them, Auntie Shui feels a heavy aura pressing down, and she never sensed its owner. Her first guess is a hidden ancestor near the divine sovereign realm, but the strike came from the young man. Then her eyes fly open. A divine sovereign servant plus the surname Gu points at that great family. If so, her lady can't afford to offend him. Getting closer would actually benefit Miss Liuli. Liuli catches the shift and asks what Auntie is doing. Wei smiles and calls the mess a simple misunderstanding. While saying it, she eyes the armored figure deep in the walkway. That elder feels her hostility fade and wonders what changed her mind. Inside the hall, Chang checks the intel from his throne. Ye Chen will welcome them personally. Out front, every servant bows and greets the young master in one voice. The man himself crosses the yard in spotless white robes. Even Auntie Shui is impressed. This is what a young sovereign of the upper realm should look like. Liuli sizes him up and asks if he's that young Master Gu. Chang returns the energy and asks if she's Ye Chen's cousin. Right then, the system pings 800 fortune points over her head. Ye Chen's luck with women is unfair. Auntie Jue bows and introduces her lady, Miss Ye Liuli. The elder also apologizes for every offense her side caused. Liuli spins on her guardian and snaps that she has gone way too far. Shui stays calm and asks to talk it over, since a dispute among their own helps nobody. Chang waves the politeness off and asks why they came. The elder counters with a question. Is he from the Great Gu family? Her ladies' clan knows that house well. Behind them, the crew sweats hard. The Gu family is a whole different nightmare. Liuli keeps her head low and bites back a reply. Chang confirms it calmly. That explains her fearless entrance, and his father dealt with her family plenty. Auntie Shui freezes at the word father. That makes him the Gu family's only heir. The crew mumbles the words Gu family while their faces go pale. The old demon's eyes bulge out of his skull. Then he drops on all fours and wails that the young lord died for nothing. A beat later, the whole delegation kneels and begs the young master for forgiveness. Liuli stares at the groveling and mutters how this is possible. Auntie Shui tells her to just apologize. Nobody important cares about lowly Ye Chen. The girl grits her teeth so hard it looks painful. Then she erupts. Liuli refuses to apologize to the man who made Ye Chen the world's laughingstock. Chang watches her point at him. This chick stays loyal even under real pressure. A slow smirk crosses his face. He'll use that loyalty and devour the naive girl little by little. He steps forward and asks her true purpose in coming here. The next line covers the courtyard. No answer by tonight means her bloodline stops mattering. Chang finishes flat. I'll kill you. His aura erupts and hurls the whole crew across the yard. Auntie Shui jumps in front of Liuli and begs young Master Gu for mercy. The pressure grinds the visitors into the tiles while Chang's people stand untouched. He stares them down and lines up the next threat for anyone who stays quiet. Liuli sweats but holds his gaze and gives him nothing. Chang calls for Old Ming, and the armored elder steps from the shadows with a quiet, "Yes, young master." The order is short and insane. Old Ming kills one guest every 10 breaths, and resisting means everyone dies. Liuli's silence just got a body count. The crew is in total panic, and the tiger screams for mercy at full volume. The visitors hit their knees, and one begs Liuli to save his family. Liuli explodes and calls Chang despicable right to his face. Auntie Shui chokes behind her. Meanwhile, a servant announces that the tea is ready, and a fresh chair waits on the stones. Chang says all right and takes his seat. People beg for their lives and he starts a tea ceremony. Auntie Shui begs the girl to yield, since his family stands far above hers. Liuli's glare answers for her. She is not bowing to anyone. She snaps that a guy like him is clearly a villain. Chang sips tea and drops 6 calm words. 10 breaths have passed. Kill them. Old Ming raises his arm without a single question. One finger flick fires a pink beam across the yard. The shot rips across the courtyard, and the visitors dive away. The robed man and the tiger watch with their jaws hanging open. One guest slams into the ground, and blood sprays over the tiles. That deadline was not a bluff. Liuli spins around in pure rage, but the words die in her throat. The robed man grabs her leg and howls that he doesn't want to die. He flat out demands that she bow to Chang, since her pride is worth less than their lives. He clings on and cries that one word from her would save everyone. The tiger asks if she could truly watch them all die for Ye Chen. Chang enjoys the guilt trip with a tiny smile. This is all going his way. A shout of enough cuts the noise. Liuli declares that today's fault is hers. She grits her teeth and fights herself for a long moment. The princess squeezes her sword and forces out an apology. Changge sets fresh tea next to Chang. The man broke a princess without leaving his chair. Old Ming bows away. Chang waves the apology off and insists he is no villain at all. Auntie Shui exhales in relief and calls the whole mess a cleared misunderstanding. The tiger and the robed man cry actual tears of gratitude. Both kowtow to the man who ordered their execution a minute ago. The bar's on the floor. Chang tells them to thank Liuli instead, the only reason they still breathe. Liuli instantly sees the act, and it makes her even angrier. Still, she swallows it and states her business. She wants an explanation. Chang plays innocent and wonders how he ever offended her. The girl cuts straight to the point. This is about her brother, Ye Chen. Chang smiles and swears he never touched the guy. Then he asks if she wants him to start. His eyes flash red, and he adds that crushing an ant has never been a problem for him. Purple aura bursts around Liuli. The threat could not be more obvious. Then doubt creeps in. Her brother would never survive offending a monster this strong. Her eyes drift to the woman beside the chair. Rumors claim this feud started over her. Luli sizes Changge up and admits the lady has the face and figure to make men do crazy things. Then Chibi Luli shakes it off. Sure, her brother is an honest man. The faith is adorable. Chang chuckles and admits he spared Ye Chen only because the guy still has some use. Liuli fires back. If he never meant harm, why did he destroy the Jilu sacred land? People tied to her brother? Chang finds the interrogation amusing and asks if she came all this way just to berate him. His red eye locks onto her. Does he really owe an explanation for stepping on an ant? Raw pressure washes over Luli, and black feathers scatter around her. She instantly backpedals. Cold sweat runs down her face. That sect was an ant to him, and her brother's life depends on this man's mood. Even worse, she now looks unreasonable for making a scene at his door. Chang leans back while a dark aura rolls off his body. He never even raised his voice. Right then, the system chimes in. Ye Chen loses 100 fortune points, and Chang gains 500 fate value for that thorn. Satisfied, Chang tells the whole crowd they are free to leave. Luli storms toward the gate and calls for her aunt. Auntie Shui tries some matchmaking, since destiny dragged both upper realm kids into this lower realm. Chang shuts it down flat, since he has zero interest in a brat like her. Changge smiles at that. The boots stop dead mid-step. Luli whips around and demands to know what he just called her. Her poor aunt scrambles to calm her down, while Chang doesn't even turn his head. In the dark, the villain grins wide. That jab was intentional, and he is not done with this family yet. The system opens Chang's villain sheet. 2,000 fate value and a pile of rare talismans sit ready. At his desk, Chang thinks it through. Luli just left, and she will run straight to Ye Chen. The hidden realm opens soon. Unless Ye Chen is an idiot, he will find a way to use her. Central Heavenly City spreads out below. Chang's trick reports the guy's exact location. A red dot burns in the far mountains. Chang tells Ye Chen not to disappoint him. Night covers a giant peak split by a burning purple crack. A map fragment led 2 travelers right here. Ye Chen opens his cloak and shows off the realm's key. With that orb, the traps mean nothing. He grins wide and swears that once the inheritance is his, Chang gets publicly humiliated. His fist tightens, and a green ring flashes. Changge is next, and the lady stands right behind him. Changge only sighs. The guy still picks the hardest road. Ye Chen asks his master about Chang's old servant, the monster that wiped a sect. Is it coming here too? Changge thinks he is right. Nothing else down here deserves that man's attention. Ye Chen spreads his arms at the portal. The restrictions will drag the old servant off his peak. He plans to grab the inheritance, then ambush the guy in the central region with the realm's own arrays. Changge takes in the speech with a drop of cold sweat on her cheek. Ye Chen turns to her with a clenched fist. Does his revenge finally start? His master smiles slyly. The plan sounds perfect, unless Chang owns another map or a second way inside. The two walk toward the crack, and Ye Chen admits she has a point. Under the hood, his face twists. Why does Master trust Chang more than him? Since that pill, she acts strange. Changge adds a warning. A terrifying servant guards Liuli, so he should avoid the cousin until the quasi-god realm. Ye Chen thanks her politely. Inside, he sneers that she fears his alliance with Liuli. What happens once Chang dies by his hands? Then Ye Chen walks into the glow, and Changge watches in silence. Deep inside the swirl, a dark orb hums louder and louder. The whole mountainside detonates, and a pillar of light rips into the sky. The blast tears the valley open, and the shockwave rolls for miles. Cultivators shoot skyward. The realm is open, and the energy matches a Supreme's legacy. A crowd charges the rift and leaps in, chasing a dead master's treasures. Inside, one cultivator freezes mid-flight. The realm crushes his power down. High above, a flying ship glides calmly toward the beam. On the deck, Old Ming reports the rules. The place suppresses everyone above the omnipotent realm. Chang just smiles. A supreme inheritance with a perfect power cap looks custom built for Ye Chen. He stares at the distant beam and calls the crop ripe. Harvest season starts now. Down in the valley, people spot the ancient Lin family, and then a certain famous young master. Chang descends in spotless white. Everyone suppresses their cultivation and heads in. One flash later, the young master drops into the swirl and vanishes. The other side is pure paradise. Giant trees tower over waterfalls, and critters have no clue what just walked in. Deeper in the woods, Chen crouches over a dead-scaled beast when a voice shouts his name. He looks up and his face lights up. Liuli finally arrived. Her crew walks up, tiger in tow, and Chen greets everyone like an excited kid. Liuli herself hops down, sword in hand, waving back at him. Chen straight up blushes. After 3 years apart, the cousin now beats even Changge in looks. Auntie Shui explodes. A descendant of servants has zero right to stare at her young lady. Chen calls his future unpredictable and says the elder goes too far. The counter comes instantly. Has the kid even witnessed the true dragon of the 9 heavens? Her verdict is savage. Only a man as handsome as young Master Gu deserves her lady. Liuli nearly chokes. Liuli snaps and bans that annoying name forever. Chen catches the word right away. His mind sprints to the worst case, and Liuli reads his face. She demands answers on the spot. Chen grabs her hands, dead serious now. He asks what happened with Chang. Did that guy take advantage of her? Liuli turns bright red. She denies it. Chang just leads the longevity family, and his background stands far above hers. Liuli warns her brother to be careful. Chen strikes a grand pose, claiming nobody here can match him. His open palm stretches out, and the green ring flashes one more time. Meanwhile, Changge runs the numbers. Chang had every reason to kill Chen. Is sparing him a move to win her over? Far from the drama, 2 lovebirds cuddle on a cliff. A tremor blasts the poor birds off the branch. A polished black boot presses into the grass. Chang's whole escort marches through the immortal woods. One guard gawks at the spirit energy and asks if the path leads to the promised lands. An elder shuts him down. Demonic chi hangs in the air, and hidden traps wait unseen. Mistakes are not an option. Chang stays relaxed, since he owns a personal way of finding a safe route. A red thread snakes over the dirt ahead. The pill's imprint still works, and Chen sits near the central region's border. Miles of blossoms hide the winding trail. Chang wishes his treasure hunter a good haul, since every prize already has an owner. A flying beast dives out of the storm and lands hard before an ancient city gate. Dust settles, and Liuli tells Chen he already reached the advanced transcendent realm. Chen plays humble for 1 second, then grins. The inheritance is hidden in this city. Up on the wall, his grin fades. The trip went too smooth even with the secret key, and his master has been strangely quiet. Down by the mount, Auntie Shui offers nothing but dead silence. Inside her head, she is savage. The kid is a lucky brat, and no brat compares to young Master Gu. The crew moves in. The map marks this city as the Supreme Master's lodging, and a palace inside guards his legacy. Crows circle the black rooftops as the group passes the main gate. Chen feels the demonic energy thickening and tells everyone to be careful. Right on cue, a black beast with burning red eyes roars from a rooftop. The crew screams monster as it lunges down at them. A pale hand rises in the shadows and flicks one finger. The charging beast gets shredded mid-air by a burst of white light. Its corpse plows across the courtyard and digs a trench in the tiles. Nobody relaxes. The mist around Chen and Liuli fills with red, glowing eyes. Monsters crawl in from every street. Liuli tells her brother to go get the prize while the crew buys time. Chen agrees and promises to save everyone right after he grabs his treasure. Great priorities, bro. Liuli pulls twin blades and orders the crew to block the horde. A heartbeat later, her eyes snap wide. A tide of purple demons floods toward her. She plants her boots and holds the line. Giant clawed bodies crash down around the crew. The monsters are about to be the smallest problem here, because Liuli suddenly forgets the horde. Chang strolls in wearing spotless white purple energy curling around his hand. She demands to know how he got here so fast. Sweat rolls down her cheek. Chang says her brother deserves the thanks. Liuli asks what he did to Chen, then connects the dots. He came for this inheritance too. He smiles and calls her pretty smart. Liuli cannot process it. Chang was born into the longevity family and owns everything, so why chase a dead master's palace? Instead of answering, he tells her to stop buying time. He saw through her long ago. Then Chang gives one calm order: make way. His elders launch off the ground and dive across the courtyard. They open up with lightning and flame. Colored beams rip across the rooftops and tear into the horde. Auntie Zhio screams for her young lady. Liuli curses since this place caps her real power. A hooded elder gets in her face and orders her not to move. A massive explosion tears through the buildings below. A horned demon gets punched clean through a roof. Smoke drifts over the silent city after that. Liuli ends up on her knees, leaning on her sword. Behind her, the winged tiger lies flat and cries. She grips the stone and growls Chang's lit light. A lone figure sits at the far end. Chen follows the long carpet toward the throne, one careful step at a time. The seat holds an armored corpse wrapped in chains, with a halberd at its side. Our guy flattens himself against a wall and swallows hard. He gathers his nerve and asks where the inheritance is. A calm voice says it rests inside the corpse on the throne. Chen freezes. That answer came from right behind his back. A dark silhouette looms over his shoulder. He slowly turns his head. The face waiting there belongs to Chang. His eyes glow red, and his smile stays calm. Nobody is coming to interrupt what happens next. Chang holds a glowing purple orb while dark spirits swirl around his robes. Chen stumbles back and screams, asking why Chang is here. The hero drops onto the carpet. Chang was inside the whole time, and Chen even opened the door for him. Chang flips the question around, since Chen led him here. Sweat rolls down the kid's face. A traitor must have leaked his location. His brain refuses to blame Luli. Since she earned his trust, that leaves one suspect. Chen raises his green ring and asks Elder Yanji why she keeps hiding. His yellow eye narrows while the ring stays dead silent. Then he explodes and screams that his own master sold him out. His bandaged hand rips the ring off. He respected her, and she colluded with his enemies. Chen hurls both rings across the hall, raging that she betrayed him over one pill. The green bands bounce over the tiles and roll away into the dark. Alongside drifts from the doors, and red mist swirls around a slim figure. Yanji steps out wrapped in flames and says he has disappointed her yet again. She asks if this is all their long bond means to him. Chen grins and accuses her of plotting with Chang to kill him. He keeps digging. He thought he had a place in her heart, and now she acts like Changge, kissing up to power. Yanji closes her eyes and takes the insult in silence. Then she ends it. Chen is no longer her apprentice. The system cuts the bond, tanks his fortune, and hands Chang 1,000 destiny points. Chang watches the breakup with the happiest eyes in the room. He greets Senior Yanji and compliments her complexion. She credits the spirit pill he gave her. Without it, her soul would have scattered before forming a mortal body. Chen hears every word, and his face goes dark. The worst news is still ahead. Chang notes the poor hero misunderstood her. Yanji says it no longer matters. Next comes the fake apology. Chang wonders if his words made Chen blame her, so the fault is his. Yanji waves her hands, flustered, insisting it is not like that. Her heart softens. This man defends her while her student never saw her as a master. A scream cuts in. Chen roars across the hall, asking how long Chang will play the good guy. He screams that they manipulated him just to open the doors of this place. Chang strolls closer with the truth. Chen broke a considerate master's heart bit by bit. She refused to collude and stood by him at his lowest. Now the kid has backers, so he tosses her aside. The hero points a shaking finger and yells that they plotted against him. Instead of denying it, Chang asks why he let Chen escape so many times. The idiot act has run long enough. Half of his face slides into shadow, and that smile has zero warmth in it. Yanji begs him to stop, then makes her choice. She offers to follow Chang from now on. She walks past her old student without one glance. Chen stammers behind her. All he squeezes out is one word: bastards. Chen kicks off the floor and charges the pair head-on. He makes it halfway before getting smashed face first into the tiles. Chang lowers one hand and calls him noisy. The swat costs him nothing. The young master welcomes Yanji aboard if she wishes to follow. Her eyes go wide. The system logs her submission, and Chang banks another 2,000 destiny points. A jade talisman glows in his palm, a welcome gift for picking his side. Yanji recognizes a divine soul-nurturing jade. Chang could not watch her suffer inside that shabby ring. He hands the treasure over to her glowing spirit form without blinking. Behind them, Chen drags himself up, hunched and growling Chang's name. He thrusts out his bandaged fist, a golden key blazing in it, and screams that he will kill Chang. Golden light erupts down the hall, and runes race along the carpet. Chang tells the elder to rest in the jade and leave the rest to him. She warns that the key controls this realm's traps. One sigh later, the jade pulses red above his palm, Yanji tucked inside. The floor cracks open with light as a giant golden guardian rises behind Chen. Molten fire coils around a dark-clawed hand. A blazing beast charges down the hall, and Chen screams, "Go to hell." Purple energy explodes around Chang's boots as he finally steps forward. The dark storm wraps him head to toe, his eyes burn red, and he declares, these traps are nothing to him. Chang is done playing nice, and the hero's strongest card is about to get shredded. Chang cradles a glowing purple orb, while piles of skulls rise behind his robes. Purple light erupts in the Great Hall and floods up the stairs. A clawed demon hand snaps shut around the golden fist of the Guardian. The thing attached to it has a cracked, burning face and empty white eyes. A full demon giant fills the throne room, and Chen chokes out a scream. Across the hall, a vine-wrapped spear lights up and starts rattling on its own. Chen demands to know what that monster is and why it resonates with the weapon. Chang just smiles and says, "Why should I tell a dying man?" The demon's knuckles hammer into the Guardian's fist with a purple shockwave. One shove sends the golden giant skidding while Chen gapes below. He rips out a green stone tablet and screams, "Don't you dare!" The Guardian answers by charging a ball of white light inside its chest. The demon plows through the glow, and golden beams spray from the cracks. Its claw grinds deeper while stray rays slice the smoke. Then the green tablet crumbles into shards right in Chen's open palm. The final blast rips the room apart and throws him back across the tiles. Outside, the palace flashes as light punches through the gates. The shockwave shreds Chen's teal robes before he even lands. The smoke settles. The Guardian kneels in ruins, and the hero lies face down on the carpet. Chang strolls over and tells him he's been on his last legs. And today, it ends. Chen can't process it. The hidden realm's suppression does nothing to Chang. Blood covers half his face, and his teeth grind hard enough to crack. One bloodshot eye snaps open. He refuses to die in a place like this. The demon rises over him again with Chang standing calm underneath it. A silver sword rips in on blue light, and a woman's voice screams at Chang to stop. Backup arrives. Luli hacks at the demon's arm to carve Chen out of its grip. The blade bites deep into the dark flesh, and purple flames swallow the cut. Luli lands on the carpet, and the demon towers there without a scratch. Sweat rolls down her cheek. Her strongest swing did exactly nothing. Chang greets her with a warm smile and says she came just in time. The demon hoists Chen high in its fist, and Chang asks if she wants to save him. Luli begs him to release Chen and swears to meet any condition he names. Chang's grin sharpens, and he asks if she really means any conditions. She promises to obey him in everything, then remembers who this is, and adds it must be reasonable. Chang raises one finger and says she has no room to negotiate. On cue, the fist tightens around Chen. Luli screams his name while Chen howls at her to never comply with this man. Even half dead, he swears she will never beg this monster for mercy. Chang says nobody gave him permission to talk. The fist crushes tighter, and blood sprays out of Chen's mouth. That does it. Liuli yells at him to name his terms, anything to spare Chen. Chang keeps it simple. She opens her sea of consciousness, and he plants a slave seal inside. Chen's eyes fly wide open. A slave seal on Liuli is worse to him than dying. He coughs out a final plea for her to refuse. Chang shuts his eyes and waits. The fist clamps down mid-sentence, and a fresh jet of blood ends the speech. Liuli finally breaks down and screams that she will do it. Chen sags in the demon's grip and grinds out her name through the blood. Meanwhile, her mind is scheming. The Ye family owns a spirit technique that shatters any seal on her soul. She just needs Chang to swear a binding oath. Chang points out how easily the little princess of the upper realm folded for one insignificant Chen. Luli smirks and lays out her terms. He swears on his Taoist heart to never harm Chen again, or demons devour his heart and drag him into hell. That curse only makes Chang beam wider. He asks if that's the most spiteful oath she could invent. His hand rises for the vow, and he agrees to do exactly as she says. 3 fingers up, he swears, using her exact words. Not one syllable of that curse got turned on to him. The vow lands too smooth. Liuli wonders why he agreed this easily. Her green eye locks on him, searching for the catch she can't see yet. Chang steps in with red glowing eyes and tells her to keep her end of the deal. She bets everything on her hidden technique. His grin bets against her. Chang gives Liuli one last chance to change her mind, while the demon fist holds Chen behind him. Chen forces his eyes open and weakly calls out her name. Liuli's eyes fill with tears, but there is no fear left in them. She snaps and shouts at Chang to cut the crap and do it now if he wants to. That answer suits him fine. Chang grins and says, "Then let me begin." He steps in and presses one finger against her forehead. She stands frozen with her sword in hand. A purple ripple spreads across her brow, and her expression goes blank in a second. A flask carved with a demon's face tips over and pours out a stream of black and red mist. The mist shows her a vision of Chen, and she softly calls him brother. Then the picture twists, and Chang's smiling face rises out of the same dark smoke. A black claw settles on her forehead while she stares up at it. The claw vanishes, and her eye snaps wide in pure shock. Liuli whips around and demands to know what he has done to her. Chang smiles with his eyes closed and calls it just something he should do. She grits her teeth and tells him to release brother Ye Chen right now. Chang's face darkens and he asks her a single question. What should you call me? Her eyes go hazy and the word that slips out of her mouth is master. Liuli claps a hand over her own mouth in horror. Her first guess is the slave mark. Chang almost laughs at that. The slave mark is a lowly crap far beneath him. He strolls past her and names the real tool, the demonizing flask, too discreet for ordinary cultivators to detect. He tells her the spell will wipe her memory of everything that happened in this hall. Chang spreads his arms wide. In time, she becomes a loyal demonic servant who answers only to him. From inside the Titan's fist, Ye Chen screams that this is despicable. Chang brushes it off. A dead man has no need to talk. Ye Chen chokes on his rage and brings up the oath, asking how Chang could break it. The giant fist squeezes harder, and the pressure rips a scream out of him. Chang remembers the oath perfectly, the part where demons drag him into hell. To him, those demons are free tonic. Then comes the punchline. Chang is a demon to begin with, so he is already in hell. Ye Chen's eye shrinks to a dot as those words sink in. With the last of his strength, he reaches toward Liuli and begs her to save him. The fist clenches shut, and his body bursts into a shattered skeleton. Liuli watches him die and quietly says his name one last time. Her hand curls tight. She admits she can't feel an ounce of sadness at all. She can't even bring herself to hate Chang. The flask is already doing its work. Right on cue, the system confirms the kill and hands Chang an extra chest plus bonus points. He burns his multiplier cards and cracks the heavenly chest open, and the payout lands at 1,000 fortune and 5,000 fate points. The loot screen reveals a broken world seed shard and a piece of void marrow. Chang suspects they come from Ye Chen's bloodline talent. He pinches the void marrow between two fingers. This gem is the perfect boost for his hunt for the 8 Baron demonic halberd. One word, fuse, and a beam of light bursts across his forehead against a sky full of stars. The energy settles fast, and a thin flame burns right at his fingertip. Chang exhales and grins, because the void power packs both offensive and defensive spells in one item. His status screen rolls out, and the numbers look terrifying. His cultivation sits at the advanced Sacred Emperor realm with 9,000 fate points. Liuli breaks the silence and screams his full name across the hall. Her voice echoes through the palace while the glowing screen floats between them. Chang turns with a calm smile and asks what she just called him. The rage drains from her face. Her eyes glaze pink, and the only word she can push out is master. With a nod, Chang tells her to be a good girl and stay put. Ye Chen's body lies crumpled on the carpet. Then one sweep of his arm flings the corpse clean across the hall. He heads deeper in toward the throne and announces it's time for real business. On the throne sits an armored skeleton with long pale hair, gripping a weapon bound in blood-red chains. That is what Chang came for, and he plans to pry it from a dead man's hands. Chang walks deeper into the burial hall, where the armored skeleton waits on the throne with the chained halberd. He sizes up the weapon. Anything that pierces a Supreme's body has to be Supreme grade. Then a flicker near the corpse catches his eye. The skull lights with golden fire. Some of the Supreme's consciousness survived. Runes ignite in chains across the chamber ceiling. A shining figure rises in front of Chang, the Supreme himself, here to pass on his legacy. Normally, a protagonist wins the Supreme's recognition and earns all this. Chang just erased Fortune's pick instead. There is a catch. Pulling the halberd breaks the seal, and the leftover soul turns hostile. The Supreme calls him closer and offers everything he left behind. Chang answers with a polite yes, senior. His backup is a talisman that can portal him out anytime. He even bows to the throne like a model student. The golden figure floats down and reaches for his visitor. One finger presses against Chang's forehead, and he allows it with a smirk. The probe backfires. The Supreme recoils, sensing raw evil in that heart. He roars that no malicious person gets his legacy, and golden light blasts Chang backward. Chang slides through the beams unbothered. Ye Chen never fully used this power with the secret key. He scoffs. Would the Supreme say that to the Fortune's chosen? Ye Chen was selfish and jealous to the end. The acting resumes. Chang swears he is evil by blood but kind at heart, eager to punish evil and spread goodness. The Supreme is not fooled. Thousands of years of cultivation let him read Chang's mind. Flames burst around him as he rises, and he sentences the liar to death. Chang drops the act. The petty legacy means nothing. Only the halberd was worth his time. His purple eyes go cold. A dead man should obediently lie in his coffin. That one lands. The supreme howls die, kid, from inside a firestorm. A burning sphere rockets down the hall at Chang. A purple veil, the rainbow cloak, wraps him first, and he rates the blow at quasi-god level. The detonation still blows the palace gates wide open. Dust and stray sparks drift across the wrecked entrance. Chang stands untouched behind shattering purple shards. The realm's master can break its limitations. Outrunning lower realm laws is another story, and Chang says it to his face. The Supreme guesses a defense magic item, and that trinket is not even the real trump card. Next, Chang taunts the weapon itself. Locking the 8 Baron demonic halberd in here is an insult. A blade that never killed deserves pity. The halberd answers. Purple smoke boils off the shaft, and a hum rolls from the skeleton's chest. The Supreme snaps a warning. That bloodthirsty thing destroys everything once outside. He asks if Chang sides with evil. Chang smiles. He is already what people call a demon. Fire gathers in the Supreme's open palm. He flares up, shouting that all demons should die. Chang asks if the dark path means evil and the righteous one means good. Chang keeps smiling while the Supreme insists he trains in light arts and yearns for righteousness. Then comes the real question: why would a righteous man trap his own burial chamber to kill the cultivators it lures in? Black cracks scar the carpet as Chang finishes. Killing on a whim is a strange kind of righteousness. The Supreme erupts. Survival of the fittest is the rule, and only the strongest earns his legacy. Chang smirks at the loophole, then pulling out the halberd hurts nothing. A demonic item to one man is an opportunity to a demon. He pushes further across the throne hall. The chosen inheritor died by Chang's hand, so higher risk means better opportunity. Ye Chen's corpse lies face down as proof. The Supreme screams that this is despicable. A giant stream of fire tears down the hall straight at Chang. The flames roar past his head, and Chang refuses to flinch. His hands stay folded behind his back through the whole attack. The impact detonates across the floor, and the shockwave hurls Liuli away, sword still in hand. When the fire clears, the Supreme finds an empty scorch mark and mutters about the power of the void. His golden eyes stretch wide in disbelief. Chang reappears beside the throne, already lunging for the 8 Baron demonic halberd. The grin says it all. The halberd finally sees the sun today. And once it leaves that corpse, the Supreme's seal snaps with it. Chang floods the halberd with his dark aura. Weapon and power share one source, so refining it is quick work. He tightens his grip and gives a single command: break. Every chain around the Supreme shatters into flying scraps of metal. The old soul howls in protest, but the purple wave is already on him. The blast rips him off the carpet and floods half the hall. A tower of demonic energy punches straight through the palace roof. Outside, disciples freeze on the rooftops and stare up in shock. Down in the courtyard, people scream about a calamity. The shockwave hurls a woman clean off her feet. More bodies slam flat against the stone tiles. Above the city, the whole sky churns into a purple vortex. Inside, demonic smoke keeps curling around the shaft. Chang stands calm in the middle of it all. The palace is falling apart from a simple unsealing, and he suspects the halberd grew its own weapon spirit. The Supreme dives through the vortex and roars that the halberd never leaves this hall. All he gets back is a grin and 2 words: too late. The blade whips up faster than the old man can turn. One clean swing flips the Supreme upside down in the air. His landing detonates against the burial palace wall. The Supreme hunches in the rubble, stunned that anyone can wield that weapon with such ease. Chang pulls out a small jade bottle and gives it a lazy toss. A Supreme-grade soul is far too valuable to waste. In Chang's eyes, the old man just needs a new job. The Supreme erupts in fury at the idea of becoming a tool. The bottle answers first. A beam of light drags his burning soul across the carpet. His whole form stretches thin and funnels into the bottle's neck. One last flash of white hair and clawed fingers vanishes inside. Then the hall goes quiet, and the bottle bobs over the red carpet. Chang switches to carrying master mode for the halberd. He promises to carry it beyond the heavens and never let it suffer injustice again. The halberd answers him with a low hum and a red glow. His face goes completely flat as he asks if that counts as a yes. Right on cue, the system opens a full status screen with a fate value of 9,000. One detail bugs him. The system built a whole new category just for this halberd, and that never happened before. Chang orders it to return, and the weapon folds into a red spark between his fingers. He approves of the trick. The fewer people who know about a peerless weapon, the better it serves him. Meanwhile, in a flooded blue cavern, Yanji meditates on the water. Half an hour has passed in there, and she wonders what happened outside. The cavern sits inside Chang's soul-nurturing jade, and it hides the outside world. She prefers that, since his secrets are none of her business. Then the water ripples, and the restriction is suddenly gone. Yanji raises her head toward the light above. A blink later, she stands in the throne hall at Chang's back. He starts to explain what happened to Chen. Yanji spots the body across the floor and only sighs. Her eyes stay calm, maybe a little tired. She already picked her side. The young master has her loyalty, and the past should stay in the past. Out past the doors, servants drop to their knees as Chang steps through. They beg for punishment since Liuli slipped into the hall on their watch. Chang waves it off with a smile. Liuli still stands battered behind him, and she changed nothing anyway. He tells everyone to rise. The lower realm gave him what he wanted, so it is time to head home. Both old servants press their foreheads down and agree instantly. On the stairway outside, Liuli's rescue party is rushing up toward the hall. Auntie Shu's group freezes at the sight of Chang and barely gets out a greeting. While his column marches away, the winged tiger hurries inside to find the young lady. The rescuers reach Liuli and ask where Chen is. Her answer comes out flat. Chang killed him. Chen lies face down on the stone, and the party stammers that this cannot be real. Auntie Shui turns to her young lady, scared of what this did to her. Liuli keeps her eyes empty. She says she is fine and orders everyone out. The group files out of the burial hall, and the corpse stays on the floor. Far above waits the upper realm and the celestial city of the Wushuang dynasty. A woman in imperial gold tells her brother the time has come to abdicate. The emperor agrees instantly, sweat rolling down his grin, and praises her empress qualities. From this day on, Mingkong rules as the reigning empress. On the plaza, the old emperor kneels while she claims everyone under the heavens as her subjects. Rows of soldiers chant, "Long live the celestial dynasty." Then Mingkong looks to the horizon. Half a year has passed, and a certain man is due back from the lower realm. That man is her once beloved fiancé, Chang himself. His giant image burns across the red sky, and her stare promises anything but a warm reunion. Rain hits a chained wrist. This is Mingkong's first life, when the world learned she was a demonic cultivator. She kneels drenched and swears she is innocent, but the mob wants her dead. Lightning tears over the execution grounds. One shout from the platform kills the noise. Chang declares her crimes fall on him as her groom. A sword slides free of its sheath in his hand. Purple light flares in his eye as he claims the execution himself. Mingkong only asks why he must be this cruel. He steps close and touches her cheek, almost kind about it. Through tears, she says the man she loved most came to kill her. The blade flashes once, and her first life ends right there. One rebirth later, that same hand crushes a stone railing. Mingkong stands in empress regalia now. 3,000 years built Chang's dynasty, and the reward was one mocking smile. The love was an act. She took the blame for his demonic arts, and he cut her down. Now she remembers everything and plans to leave Chang an outcast of both realms. We will meet very soon, Changge. Down in the lower realm, a golden gate ignites in the sky. Elder Ming calls it the Temple of Transference, built to carry the young master home. Yanji and the others can barely process that flex, and the man holds the immortal palace's head disciple seat too. The group climbs the staircase into the light, where nobody outranks their young master. Boots take the glowing steps one at a time. Chung leaves the housing details to the elder, who agrees on the spot. Then he smiles and gives the order to head home. The upper realm opens into floating islands, all Changshenggu territory. Light bursts over the estate's golden rooftops. Servants start the welcome shouts before Chang even lands. He crosses the throne hall and greets his father. The man on the throne is Gu Lintian, the family head. He asks how everything went. His father steps down and warns that rival heads shadowed the whole trip. A smile is the only answer, since those spies surely know about the sealed weapon and his new statues. Of course, the Demon Lord's weapon comes next, and his father doubts he can control it. One flick of the fingers, and the purple halberd appears over Chang's palm. His father studies it, stumped by the trick and impressed by the spirit. Only the parents know his demonic heart, so the halberd stays hidden until Chang takes over the family. Chang tucks the weapon away and agrees with a polite smile. The mood softens, and his father sends him to see his mother at the Taichu temple. The real topic lands next. Mingkong will come to discuss the marriage, and his father calls her a dignified empress now. His face stays flat. The love only ever ran one way, and her new talent might mark her as the fortune's chosen. His eye narrows a fraction at that thought. The fated villain marrying the fortune's chosen has to be a fresh trope, and he almost laughs. Far away, mist rolls over a hidden mountain retreat. A circle of elders discusses Chang's return, since no young genius matches his sacred emperor peak. A mustached elder grumbles that the seat falls to the Gu clan again, then pities their 13th brother, whose family was wiped out. Another elder wonders if that man is still in seclusion or dead. A third voice remembers the family's little girl, robbed of her physique by her own brother. The newest rumor flips the mood. That girl is alive at the abandoned lands with her physique back. The circle gasps. Pink petals drift around a giant blossom tree. Under the tree, the girl tells Sister Tao Yao it is time to leave, warnings or not. The girl accepts the risk, since finding her exiled ancestors beats any power gap. Her fist tightens. The bigger reason is her brother, the merciless bastard who stole her physique and dumped her. Her eyes go sharp, and the vow comes out loud. I must have my revenge. Meanwhile, behind red curtains, an unknown beauty in gold jewelry smiles to herself. 2 revenge vows just dropped, and a third mystery face joins in. The quiet homecoming will not stay quiet. Sunrise hits the blossom trees as Tao Yao warns that Shanner's revenge is hers alone now. Shanner accepts that, grateful for her master's years of care. A glowing lotus drifts down from the branches. Tao Yao says it cancels certain death once. The flower settles into Shanner's hair, and her eyes go wide. Up close, the petals burn gold. Whoever recognizes the treasure will back off. A blue feathered dragon swoops down, and Shanner thanks her sister. Her eyes are already wet at the farewell. Then the beast lifts off over the rooftops. Mid-flight, she wipes the tears. One master gifted her a knife, another a rope of all things. From the sky, she promises to return after the revenge. The dragon streaks off until the village blurs below. Her 3 masters watch the dot vanish. 10 years of raising her, and now they can only hope. Far off in the upper realm, a cloaked figure looms over a Xiling city and demands the city lord. The voice belongs to an old man in dark armor, and he is not asking twice. The crowd whispers about a divine king master until someone hisses that gossip is dangerous. The city lord kneels with his staff and begs forgiveness for the weak welcome. Then he folds his hands, puts on his friendliest smile, and asks why the elder came. The envoy answers from the sky. His young master wants the Gu descendants found. The request makes the city lord sweat. His advisor recalls the clan settling in Chingshi decades ago. The hooded man repeats the location and locks it in. A heartbeat later, the horizon smears past him. Down in Chingshi, a street crowd goes about its day. One cloaked girl freezes and covers her mouth. They already sent someone after her. It is Shanner under the rags. Those elders shield her people, so her uncle can't crush them fast. Fresh out of the abandoned lands, she is too weak to face that bastard head-on. Under the hood, the vow turns loud. If Gu Changge harms her people, she will turn his bones into ashes. Across the realm, a golden pavilion sits dead quiet. Chang props his chin on one hand and calls the system. The status screen unrolls his full stat sheet. Fortune sits at 2,000, yet the clover stays black. So he asks what 0 means. The system calls Fortune internal accounting. An anomaly like him loses nothing either way. Points come only from beating the Fortune's chosen, so Chang asks about a swap into fate at 1 to 10. The answer is a flat yes, and a slow grin spreads. Fortune just became spendable currency. Time to shut those old men up, he decides, and orders 1,000 points exchanged. Far below sits the family palace on its cliff. Then a pillar of blue light rips out of the roof and splits the sky. Head smiles and wonders if his son Changge broke into the sacred sovereign realm. Green light coils around Chang. The sovereign realm is a different league, and he senses every creature alive. He studies his glowing hand. The Taoist bone keeps rejecting his body, likely since Shanner still lives. Chang counts his headaches. Fiancé Mingkong came back changed, and cousin Shanner owns the stolen bone by birth. Purple flashes in his eyes. Elder Ming handles her people in secret, but that won't silence the elders. The shop screen pops open with its glowing categories. Chang taps arts and techniques, since a primordial technique is the missing piece. The catalog stops on infinite immortal wisdom, priced at 5,000 fate. One tap seals the deal. Light detonates from his forehead as the technique pours in. He is not done showing off. The glow twists the sky into rainbow rings. The elders wonder what Gu Changge found below. No aura in his generation comes close. One of the old men starts on a bigger question about the family head. A voice cuts him off. Changge invites every family elder to the mountain peak. The old men settle into a circle, asking if the heir got picked this quickly. The answer waits with Chang himself. Chang has called every elder of the Gu family to the clan. Chang says the future patriarch gets decided today. The announcement lands hard. Every junior and elder in the crowd goes quiet. Chang just smirks at them. He knows exactly what that silence means. The head elder pushes back at once. A choice this big needs a proper discussion first. More elders pile on. One demands extra time, another refuses to even discuss it. Chang hears them out with a dead stare. Then he says they all misunderstood him. He strolls down the steps. This meeting is an announcement, not a discussion. He quotes the family law. The strongest member of the generation takes the seat. His fix is simple. He will beat every junior one by one until the elders approve. Chang lets the offer hang in the air. Nobody in the courtyard says a word yet. One elder explodes and calls him impudent. Chang raises a hand and cuts him off. He tells the elders that might alone is the best proof of virtue in this world. Since he's stronger than the juniors, that makes him more virtuous too. He asks the crowd if he's right. The juniors call it nonsense, and an elder hides his face. A muscular cousin snaps first. He shouts that Chang is only strong thanks to his father. Chang turns around, amused. He recognizes the fourth uncle's son right away. The cousin instantly regrets opening his mouth. He sweats but refuses to back down. That answer only makes Chang smile. He agrees that everyone envies his great father. But that envy is just an excuse for being useless. Weaklings belong beneath his feet. The cousin shakes with rage, and the juniors around him grit their teeth. Up on the throne, his father clears his throat and tells his son, "That's enough." Chang smiles even darker. Either they fight him, or they stay 3 miles away for life. The juniors erupt and beg for permission to fight this shameless guy. The head elder quietly schemes. If no junior fights, he can keep stalling the decision. The others reach a colder conclusion. Blocking the fight now is impossible to justify. One wrinkled elder sees a bonus. The battle will finally expose Chang's true hidden talent. Many suspect his famous Taoist bone is just a facade. Chang calmly waits by the throne. His father mutters, "Not bad." He approves the fight, but tells everyone not to overdo it. A grandmother adds a warning. If her grandson gets hurt, she is telling the ancestors. Chang politely agrees. Then he invites every junior to come fight him all at once. He also offers to drop his cultivation to the sacred realm. The disrespect is unreal. That does it. The cousin screams that Chang has gone way too far. He charges in to teach Chang a lesson. Chang keeps both hands folded behind his back. A glowing fist comes flying straight at him. Chang smiles and doesn't even blink. The punch connects in a shower of sparks. Chang doesn't move a single inch. The cousin's eyes go wide and cold sweat rolls down his face. Chang finally moves. One short punch folds the cousin over in midair. A palm chop comes down hard on the back of his neck. The impact launches him across the courtyard and into the far wall. A bearded man in the crowd freezes with his mouth half open. The elders sense that fluctuation. Chang was hiding strength that defies nature itself. Tears roll down one old face. That power is the legendary heaven-defying void talent. Completely unbothered, Chang walks over to his fallen cousin. He stops right above the beaten cousin and stares down in silence. The cousin stays flat on the ground. Chang leans in and asks, "Didn't you want to teach me a lesson?" The other juniors are next. The whole clan is watching, and the stands call this guy way too arrogant. The elders wonder if they were wrong about his demonic heart. Then a muscular junior flies across the arena and eats the floor. 2 more cousins grit their teeth. Losing in front of the family stings. One girl screams as Chang calmly lands in the middle of the ring. He smirks and tells them to attack together and stop wasting his time. That does it. The juniors charge, swearing they will never bow to him. The mob closes in, and his crimson sword rises off the ground. Red slashes rip through the charge, and bodies spin out in every direction. A dropped blade clatters on the tiles. Chang is still smiling. One guy dives in with a burning fist and warns him not to attack. Bad idea. Chang unleashes his 1,000 swords technique. One wave sends a rain of glowing blades across the whole floor. Chang glides through the barrage without slowing down. Swords hammer down across the arena and pin the juniors in place. A massive flame sword swings in, so he leaps between the pillars. Void energy spins in his palm as Chang grins at the incoming fire. Then a giant golden greatsword drops straight at him from above. One girl watching from the side can only blink, totally lost. Chang reaches into the blast and catches the fire barehanded. The flames and the golden sword slam into a pillar and shatter it. The juniors realize he used his void talent to redirect the attack. How cunning. The chase is back on. They shoot into the sky, and he glances back, amused. More cousins rush in with charms sparking in their hands. Their barrage wraps a pillar in blue lightning and rips the surface apart. The dust settles, and Chang stands untouched among his fallen hunters. One still screams that he can't run. Chang lifts 2 fingers to his lips and says they are the ones who can't escape. White light builds around him. The boundless heaven technique is ready. A rainbow beam blasts into the sky, and the last chasers fly straight at it. They stop cold in midair. His primordial spirit crushes theirs. One screams, he can't move. A giant golden palm drops on them. It's the Gu family's divine technique, Heaven's imprint. The imprint lands, and the explosion swallows the chain platform. The pavement is left cracked and glowing under the smoke. Every attacker is down. Bodies cover the tiles from end to end. Up in the stands, the head elder's fist tightens on his armrest. Over on the throne, Chang's father smiles and admits his son has improved a lot. Chang strolls back and says he showed mercy, just like the elders wanted. One hooded elder folds first. He never objected, since Chang is the face of the Gu family. Another one says every family in the upper realm already has an heir, and the clan needs one too. The head elder hisses that this is not what they agreed on before. The grand elder just tells them to hand the title to Chang. Then a servant runs up with urgent news. The servant whispers into his ear, and the grand elder's face goes stiff. He asks if it's true. Then he turns to Chang and asks if he plans to bring back that lineage. Chang looks up at the drifting leaves. He admits an old heinous crime and promises to fix it himself. The head elder still shouts that Chang better not lie to their faces. The argument dies right there. A calm voice settles it. Chang knows what he needs to do. The grandmother just laughs. Fixing mistakes is good, and she believes in Chang. His father rises from the throne and asks if the next family head is finally chosen. The elders cave one by one, and the stands call to bow before the future patriarch. The beaten juniors kneel across the courtyard and congratulate their young master. Chang answers with a small smile and says he will gladly do as they wish. On the way out, his father walks him down the steps and praises how he handled it. The father's smile fades. There is still a question he must ask his son. The man himself signs off with a thumbs up. If you made it this far, subscribe and drop a comment. See you in the next one.